this is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Whoa!
How did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I fell for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, "You stay out of this, Arnie." And
Well, and there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not freaking true. Okay.
And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot.
I don't need to tinkle.
1, 2, 3, 4.
¿Qué pasa, mi amigos y benefitos del episodio 182 de podcast on the runs? In English, that is, what's up, everybody? And welcome to episode 152 of the On the Runs podcast. It's been a while, and boy, do I miss all you. I've been south of the border and had a lot of fun in the sun, shedded a new layer of skin, got locked in a bathroom. I saw my sister get married, and only to come back home to see the Bruins trade everyone away. I got sick, and we missed our first ever Tuesday drop in over 2 years, but we're back, baby. And before I do or say anything else, I have to say hello, mi amiga, to my kick-ass rock star of our co-host, six-star Erica. Hola, Erica.
Bienvenido. Is that even in Spanish? I don't know. How are you, man? How's your stomach? How's your poop? How you feeling?
Oh boy, I had a solid poop today. I gotta take the hat off because it keeps knocking my headphones down. I should have the earbuds today.
But what about the ambiance, man?
Well, you know what? It might fit here. I don't know if you can tell though. I have a new skin of scalp skin on my head.
Scalp.
Here, how about this right here? Does that work? I could just totally go and get my my other headphones. But whatever, we just started Que Pasa. Do you know what Que Pasa stands for?
No, but I know that's a song from the Magic City Hippies. Oh.
Is it really? So
Yeah.
Que Pasa is one of the only, maybe one of the 4 words I took out of Spanish class that I still remember. And Que Pasa is what's up.
Did you have to Google translate all that other stuff?
No, I knew this. I knew this back in high school before Google. Because in high school, when I took Spanish, the Budweiser commercial came out where they're like, "What's up?" And so we asked, how do you say that in Spanish? And for a week or two solid, everyone would be walking down the hallway and we'd be like, "Que pasa?" So, "Que pasa, mi amiga?" What's up?
Hey, not too much new on my end, but we do have a lot to catch up on. Holy shit.
It's been a while. While. What a turnaround I've had. I got sick Saturday night, and this was like Sweden all over again. But in Sweden, it was, I don't have bloodshot eyes. I didn't pop any blood vessels.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
But Sweden was, if you remember, I don't know if you remember, but it was a lot of pushing air and dry heaving. This was the opposite. Fluids come out of every end.
You had
all Saturday night.
You had the
all
double.
day Sunday.
What do they call it? Montezuma's revenge?
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it was bad.
I felt
and
for you, man.
We had a long night of recording on Monday, and I was like, "There's no way we're doing Tros on Monday." I didn't have the energy to stay up to edit, so we just, we called the audible. We said, "You know what? Everyone's missed us for 2 weeks. They can do another half a week."
What's an extra day?
I know. It is our first Tuesday we've missed in about 2 years. If you remember, the last Tuesday we missed was when I went skiing at Sugarloaf on a Monday, and because people got sick at home, I had to drive home that night before.
That's right.
Before a big snowstorm. Right. I was with Karen and Jay and a few others.
Yeah.
So I drove home that Monday night instead of podcasting with you. And that was the last time we ever missed an entire week. We only missed 2 days here, but
yeah, that's not that bad. I mean, that was a pretty good streak we had going. Especially
2
this
years.
year when we usually had like 2 a week. Jesus.
We've had 2 a week every week since
Yeah.
the beginning of the year. That
Yeah.
was not planned either. It just kind of happened and we kept rolling. We made no like promises, let's be twice a week, but it's just kind of like the summertime. I'm
not
telling you
mad
right
at
now,
it.
it's once a week. You're demanding. You're very demanding, but I'm telling you, I'm limiting myself to once a week, Erica, in the summer.
I've already said the weather's going to be nice. I'm going to run outside. If we're recording Mondays, it has to be at least after 7 p.m. so I can get like a short run in because I will be very grumpy if I'm not doing outside runs.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The weather's nice. So we might have to double up once or twice. We'll talk about that.
I'll suck
off
it up
the
in
air.
that case.
We can maybe take a couple more mornings off and talk to some people from across the pond. Because
Ba-ba-ba.
today's episode, we have an amazing guest from across the pond. Oh, I love her. I
I'm
don't know.
super
What do we want to do here? How do you want to go about this? Do we want to jump right into Bex with an X? Or do we want to jump into like what you've been up to? No one cares what I've been up to in Mexico.
Are you serious? Everybody cares what you've been up to. You had an epic time out there. I do want to get into Bex with an X because she was absolutely incredible. She is such a role model. We love to watch her when she was doing the 777. You guys will remember her wearing the full firefighter gear. She was just a total icon on the course. So let's get into Bex.
Let's get into Bex, and then I can tell you about the other Bex too.
One of
Maybe
the
and maybe a
Bexes,
story
see?
where you got a little excited. And did you miss the part in my intro where I said I got locked in a bathroom?
You know, I do recall from the group chat, but I need some clarification because you're like, nope, I'm saving this for the pod.
That's right. I didn't give details, and we've missed out on a lot on the last couple weeks, and we're not going to do an extended outro. So let's just do it after. Let's have
Perfect.
Bex with an X. Let's talk to her because she's amazing. She's kick-ass. Wow, what a story. What a human being. A legend in the Great World Race. Legend. Absolute legend. So, guys, enjoy Bex with an X on the On the Runs podcast, and stick around in the outro because it's going to be a lot of fun. Our next guest on the pod took the world by storm as she ran in the Great World Race, running 7 marathons in 7 days in 7 continents, dressed in full firefighter gear. She's a full-time firefighter back at home in South Wales of the UK. We are wicked excited to have Bex with an X on the On the Runs podcast. What's up, Bex?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Super happy to have you joining us today. We love when we get guests from across the pond, as Eric likes to say. But it's super cool to finally meet you. You were one of our favorite people to watch on the live stream for the Great World Race, just because you were battling some intense heat and in that full firefighter gear. That is one of the most badass things I've seen. So I can't wait to hear more about it.
Yeah, probably one of my stupidest ideas, if I'm quite honest.
I can't wait to hear all about it. You're going to learn that we wing a lot of this stuff on the podcast. I just got through this whole like, hey, do I call you Rebecca? Do I call you Bex Rowe? And then I just said Bex with an X because actually it clicked in my head. There are 2 Bex there, and we love one of them because we've had her on the podcast before, is Bex Gentry. But then to differentiate the try to say that again, Eric. Try to figure out the 2 of you when we're talking on the pod. I think Tara Pterodactyl was the first one to say it. She goes, Bex with an X, because and I think it's awesome. It's how we identify you now, Bex with an X. And Erica's right. It was so fun. We fell in love, I think, on day 1 because I was first like Antarctica, like in a firefighter gear. I bet that's warm. And then you wore it the next day or less than that in like 95 degrees in Cape Town. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to die.
I mean, I did feel like I was going to die many times through that week. Honestly, it was the most nuts, intense week probably of my life, I reckon. It was just madness, absolute madness. Yeah. And that first one in Antarctica. So I've never run a marathon ever before that week.
What?
Yeah, the furthest I'd done was a half marathon just in training. So, because I'm not a long distance runner at all. So, yeah, I was excited to do my first one, and obviously being in Antarctica was pretty cool. But I got just over halfway in that marathon, and I thought, "What the hell have I done? What you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing?" Like,
Oh
yeah,
no.
madness, yeah. And then from that moment on, really, every marathon was pretty horrific. I've got to say, the experience of the week and the people. You know, we were like this bunch of people thrown together, and after everyone had kind of got rid of the awkwardness and not known each other in the first couple of days, we were like this random family all thrown together for the week. It was just amazing experience, but the running was horrific for me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people now that I'm thinking at least 3, you, Justin, and Tariq never ran a marathon before when you signed up for this. What were you thinking?
I don't know. I do not know. I just thought, wow, basically Instagram's fault that made me I ended up doing the marathons, and I saw the ad, and I just thought, wow, that's a pretty cool challenge. What? Maybe
You
should
didn't think
have
maybe
a
I
think
should
about
run a
that.
marathon first?
Well,
I'm
I
not
did
giving you a
wonder.
hard time. I'm just
No, I did wonder. The thing is, I only had 5 months to train for it. So, and never done any long distance running before. So I kind of, I had a great guy, John Fern, that set my training. And I think if I'd just gone and whacked out a marathon, I might even end up injured. And that was the problem, with 5 months, it was quite, we had to be really careful how much training I did, because I just didn't have the miles in my legs, So, and I'm not built for running either, I'm quite a big person. So I had to be quite careful. Yeah. So I just went for it. I just winged it. You love winging it, don't you? That's what I did.
Yeah. That's what we're all about. But I gotta say, I think Instagram's totally to blame for half of this shit, because who
really
else?
is.
Was it
Hillary
or was
Hillary, Mary
that's my
Morgan.
daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Instagram.
Right.
Ads. They really were.
Yeah.
David Kelly did a good job promoting this on social media. He did.
He really did. He really
got a
did.
lot of people who didn't run marathons. I wonder if he was ever worried. We'll have to maybe have him on around the next Great Road Race. And be did you look at the resumes of some of these people and you're like, never ran a marathon before, not suitable to run at all, and gonna what's the insurance policy he had to get?
I know.
Whatever it is, he's a genius, because it worked, and he filled up the team, and I love that you guys made it a family. You guys trauma bonded, basically.
Yeah,
that is exactly what we did. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we were super
bonded over
jealous,
pain.
envious the whole time, and everyone knew about it because it was all over social media, and they had the live stream, and that's how we fell in love with you people, because it was gotta give credit to Ben.
Yes.
Got to give major credit to Ben, because he wasn't just I'm going to follow the popular people. No matter how many people said on the chat, where's Justin? Where's Justin? Where's Justin? Because half that group was there for Justin. He went and focused on everybody else, including the whole you and Mary Morgan story. And that's why I think outside of the 3 people who were our pod fan before the race, we were always where's Mary and where's Bex with an X? We're so into this. And kudos to the whole Great World Race team, Ben, and with the Twitch live stream and TDLR. Did I say that right?
TLDR.
I don't know. Yeah. But it was great. We're getting really into this, though. And
we got to back up. We got to do.
Yeah.
Get back
into
know,
Bex.
What makes you, Bex?
Right. And you weren't a runner. So what did you do?
So my background is international sports. So I've done quite a few sports throughout my life. And so I used to be a swimmer when I was growing up. And then I moved on to rowing. So I was a rower for quite a while. I also did a sport called surf lifesaving, a bit like Baywatch, but we don't wear the red costumes. And it's a little bit more serious than prancing around. Yeah. And then rugby. Finally rugby. And then after that, after finishing international sport, because I was injured, I ended up doing a crazy challenge to the South Pole with my friend George. We're sort of a little team called the Antarctic Fire Angels, and she's a firefighter as well. And we basically started this team to basically be more visible as female firefighters, and to also sort of get women to follow their dreams, and not let barriers get in the way, especially gender. So we ended up going on a 1,230 kilometer trek, just the 2 of us in Antarctica, to the South Pole. We left in 2020, November 23. Got there last January. And it took us 53 days. It was pretty savage. Yeah, pretty savage.
I'll say.
So
777 was a cakewalk compared to that journey.
I don't know,
that wasn't even her first trip to Antarctica. So
no, and
awesome.
Yeah, what's nuts is, I could never have dreamt of going to Antarctica twice in the same year. That's just, it's just mental to be there. But yeah, madness. But you know what? The 777 was, I don't know if it was worse. It was just, because it was such a short, intense thing. And I didn't have that long to train for it. I'm not sure if it was worse really, than Antarctica. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell. You did some incredible shit before that, but then that's just so bam, 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 bam. There's no sleep. There's no
exactly.
rest. Like, yeah.
No.
I would have to do it to tell myself, but it seems like 777 was kind of worse.
Yeah, it really was, because, you think, especially coming from an athlete background, you do a marathon and then the first thing you do is recovery, isn't it? That's all you're thinking about is recovery. If you're going to do another one the next day, get off your feet, eat some food. But no, not with 777, especially because I was one of the later finishers as well. Time was always a factor. We were always against the clock. So we'd literally finish, eat no food, and go and quickly have a quick shower, pretty much, get on the bus, get to the airport, walk around the airport. I stupidly took all of my gear in 2 holdalls, no wheels on my cases.
Oh, no.
Nothing. So I spent the whole time then between all of the marathons dragging my bags around, as well as my my oxygen tank that I was running in. It was just, everyone was like, what the hell? Why didn't you get wheels for your bags? I was like, it didn't even cross my mind. I'd be dragging these bags around between countries in every airport.
Honestly, I don't think that's something I would have thought of, but since you mentioned it, I'm like, wow, it
was horrific. Yeah. So dragging all these things around, and eventually, usually getting a bit of food then once we got on the plane, and that's when the rest came and the recovery. But yeah, it was just mental, like sleep deprived. Recovery was out the window. It was literally it was an absolute mental game, I'd say, after the first one.
I believe it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now, back at home, you're a full-time firefighter. Tell us how you became a firefighter.
So I've been a firefighter for about 7 years. I was actually a teacher before that. And a PE teacher or sports teacher.
Excellent.
But I got into firefighting because I had a couple of friends involved in it, and I just retired from international sport, and I was kind of looking at my life, and I thought, do I want to be a teacher for the rest of my life? Is it enough for me? And then a couple of friends said, why don't you join the fire service? They're looking for people. So I thought I may as well, nothing to lose. So I went through the process, which is quite lengthy here. I don't know what it's like in America. It takes about 9 months to go through the whole process. And so I got in, and then I made the decision at 37, which is quite late in life, to change careers, because, I had a great career in teaching. And I've never looked back since. Like, it's just, people say it's the best job in the world. And for me, it really is. It's not really worked for me at all. And the cheesiest thing is I really wanted to help people. And, this job is all about helping people, isn't it? And, I do some really exciting, crazy stuff. Obviously we have, we go to some not so nice stuff as well. But, just the fact that we're helping people and, doing good, and, one day is never the same. You tune it to work and you don't know what you're going to get, from one day to the next. And that's something I really like that. And it's brilliant. Absolutely love it.
Well, good for you. That is such a difficult thing to do, to decide to just kind of change your life. Because you get so stuck in the routine, and if you realize it's just not going to be fulfilling for you for the rest of your life, then it's awesome that you made that change. It's something like I don't know, I could do something like that.
I think
I don't know. It's just living your dreams, making yourself happy, and that I really do commend you for that.
I think it's like it was scary to change at that, to switch your career that late in life. And
unknown, something unknown.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but I think you've just got to go for it, and you've got to try and put that bit of fear aside that it might not work out, and just maybe have a plan B in case, and just go for it. I think definitely.
Exactly. Very cool.
I think that's badass.
It's so badass.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
One of the most badass professions I can think of too.
I was pretty close to becoming a police officer, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember being on a ride along, and we pulled up to another cop car, and our friend who was a cop, Erica, and I went to college. We have a college friend, Kevin. Kevin's giving me the cop ride, and he introduced me to another friend, and he goes, "Don't be a cop, be a firefighter." He goes, "People hate cops, but they love firefighters because they're heroes."
Yeah.
So I
Well,
never
yeah.
became a cop, but I
can't say
didn't become
anything
a
about that,
firefighter
but
either.
yeah, we've got a better job, I think, firefighters, definitely.
But that's still a very active job too. So it's not like you may not have been running, but you're still doing very active things in your everyday life.
Yeah, definitely at work. We've got to stay fit and and carry a lot of stuff. That's pretty a lot of what we do is carry heavy things around the place. Seems
So my question for you: we saw you running all of these marathons in the full gear. What is the weight of the gear that you were actually carrying?
Yeah, so the gear
suit is huge, and it adds
so
up.
it was about it was probably about my suit. So we actually had it. I had it specially made because there's no way in hell I would have done some of those marathons in the full firefight. I would have actually died, I think, from heat exhaustion. And I almost did die anyway in Cartagena. No. Oh my god, yeah, I thought I was gonna KO many times in that race, but so the suit, it was probably, I think overall the suit and the tank on my back, it was about 10, 11 kilos, which is 20 odd pounds.
That's a lot. Mm-hmm.
So it was enough. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. Because the main reason for wearing the gear was to be visible as a female firefighter. That was the main reason. So I didn't intend to make it harder because it's already bad enough, the 777, isn't it? But obviously it was harder because I was carrying that and the heat as well. Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. You did the 777, but let's start from before the first race. When you found this on Instagram, what made you think I want to do this in the firefighter suit because you're a lady firefighter? What actually happened? So, George, the other person in my team who had been to Antarctica with me, so we were actually looking for a new challenge because we wanted to continue our message of, you can follow your dreams. Women and girls don't, gender isn't a barrier to growing up in life, and also to put female firefighters on the map, so to speak. So we were looking for a challenge, and I stupidly found this Instagram challenge, and I had texted George. It was about 3 weeks after we got back from Antarctica, and I texted her saying, what about this? Thinking she would say, don't be so ridiculous. And she didn't. She bloody said yes. And I was like, shit, what have I done? And then I thought, well, we can't just do it as generic runners, we're doing it for a reason, so we're going to have to do it in fire gear with a Bree set on. And she was like, oh, for God's sake. But so that was the plan. So that's what happened. But unfortunately, as we got close to the time, we couldn't raise enough money for George to go with me. So that's how I ended up going on my own. But George still did it the same time as me in the UK. So she did 7 marathons in 7 days, but on 7 not continents, sorry, and 7 counties in the UK. So she went around the UK doing it instead, yes, at the same time. But we started a day earlier, didn't we? Because of there were storms coming Antarctica. So I was always 1 marathon ahead of her, which I think mentally really she struggled with that one. But so that's how it happened, really. And I think a few weeks before we left for 7-7, I think it really started to hit me that, oh shit, like, I've never done a marathon and I'm doing 7 in 7 days. Like, I don't even know what it's like to do a marathon. Am I gonna do it? And I think that was my main worry was, am I actually gonna be able to finish this? Am I gonna be able to do it? Because we'd had our training for the 5, for the time, and we'd been running with weighted backpacks on to kind of simulate running with weight. And then in the last few weeks, we've been running in the fire gear with a set on, a few runs just to. And it was pretty horrific. And, the most I'd run was 2 hours with it on. So I was thinking, oh, Christ, it's going to be tough. Yeah. All right, I want you to paint me a picture here. You show up to Cape Town. who knows you're doing this? Like, who knows your story? Who knows that you'd never run a marathon and you're going to do this in a firefighter suit? What was their like first reaction when you go, "Hi, I'm Bex and I've never run a marathon and I'm going to do this in full firefighter gear"?
Yeah, you know what? So a few of us, as people were turning up, we kind of had a little WhatsApp group and we'd meet up for dinner. And, I didn't know anyone. There was a couple of people I'd messaged on Instagram that I knew were doing the race, but that was it. Didn't know anyone. So everyone met on this first dinner and everyone was talking about their running backgrounds or what they'd done, races they'd done. And I was like, I haven't got a clue what they're talking about here. And so we went round the table and then it got to me and I felt a little bit awkward and like, oh God, to say. So when I started saying, I've never done a marathon, and they're like, oh, right, okay. So but you've done one in training? I was like, no. They were like, well, what's the furthest you've run in training? I was like, oh, half marathon. They were like, what the hell? And then when I said, oh yeah, and so I'm why are you doing it? And I started telling them, well, I'm a firefighter and doing it in fire gear for female firefighter. And they were like, what? You're doing it in what? And I think there was probably some people that thought there's no way in hell she's going to do it. She's never done a marathon. She's doing 7 in a week and she's doing it in fire gear. Like, what is she doing? Like, this woman is mad. Because, they didn't have a clue who I was. Like, who is this stupid woman from the UK? That's the kind of vibe that I got before we started. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
man,
not a good way
great.
to start things off. Like,
no,
I'm not crazy. I swear I could do this. I'm going to show you.
That's it. And I remember speaking to George, who was, back in the UK, thinking, oh, George, I'm not feeling massively confident. I'm here with there's some absolutely amazing professional runners here. And I am feeling really inadequate and inferior. And I'm not sure I'm going to do this.
It's hard to do that when they're literal Olympians on
Yeah,
on that
exactly.
plane,
Exactly that. I was like,
what was David's reaction? David Kelly, the race director, because isn't part of the application process, you have to call him and have a conversation on the phone?
Yeah. We'd had quite a few Zoom meetings with David, but he was great. I think because we'd done the trek to the South Pole, the 53 days, he was basically like, and we told him what we wanted to do and in the fire gear, and he was like, yeah, he always had confidence that I was going to do it. I think he was like, you've done this and you've got the mental mindset. And I think that was the biggest thing for him. And I know you'll do the training and yeah, he was never really in doubt, which was nice to know, because I was in doubt.
The pros were like, you're crazy.
Yeah, they were literally, I don't think they could quite believe what I was doing. I mean, to be honest, I could not believe what I was doing either. And I still, when I think about it now, can't believe that I did it, if I'm honest. It is amazing how far your mind can push the body when you have to, when you want to. Definitely.
I'm thinking if anybody was like, yeah, girl, you got this, you can do it, it would have probably been Justin Spencer. I'm thinking, do you remember the first time you met Justin? Because he never ran a marathon, but he's always about positivity and yes, go, you got it. I bet you his reaction when he learned about this was more like, hell yeah, versus, huh?
He was probably like, good, I'm not alone.
Yeah, I think it was that. And certainly when we were during the marathons, this is the support within our, little family was just amazing when everyone was running, even from the super, super fast runners at the front, because we were doing it in loops, it just made it so much nicer because you would see everyone all the time and they'd always be shouting at me, come on, you got this. And it massively helped, especially, in the second half of some of those marathons were just, it was just horrific. And Justin was one of the ones that would be, thumbs up, giving high fives, saying well done. He was always there with the positiveness, always, and you could see sometimes on his face he'd be struggling. And but it was brilliant, honestly. The support from everyone was just brilliant, and I think that's how I got through it, definitely, and probably most people got through it. Yeah,
it's kind of nice to know that everybody was really in the same boat. Like nobody was feeling good after these things, so you may have been miserable, but everybody else was right there with you.
Yeah, that did, in a sick way, it did make me feel better that even misery the pros were struggling. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
So Bex, why don't we break this down race by race and just kind of get a feel of how it went and just give us, we like to say spare no details. So if you have any fun stories behind each race, let us know. We love to hear it. So why don't we just start with Antarctica, your very first marathon ever?
Yeah, so I was very nervous because I didn't know what to expect after a couple hours. But also I was excited because it was my first marathon and we were in Antarctica and I was there again, in a year. It was just
That's
mad.
An epic first marathon.
Yeah.
If I do say
Isn't
so
it?
myself. Yes.
Isn't it? I knew because I'd been to Antarctica before, so I knew that like the ground would be pretty hard, not too horrific to run on and stuff, but it was a lot softer and slushier than I'd imagined. Especially after
sand.
It was like running on sand for the whole marathon, and it got worse obviously the longer you're out there, and the weather was brilliant. It couldn't have been more perfect. The day, there was barely any wind, the sun was out the whole day.
Epic.
So in terms of the views were just breathtaking, as you can imagine. In Antarctica it was just beautiful there, which helped with the pain. But as we were out there longer and longer, the snow got the ice and the snow got softer and slushier, and it was literally like sand in some parts. You were sinking. I think I slipped quite a few times as well because it was then really icy in parts. But when I say race, I definitely wasn't racing the marathons. I was just getting through the marathons.
Yes.
Yeah, it was epic. I remember just running, in the first, I would try and take like little videos of myself, to show people when I came back. And the first few videos, in the first hour and a half, where I was, very excited, happy, looking at the amazing scenery. But as time went on, I think the second half, it was just, oh God, the pain, honestly. I had about 18 kilometers to go and it was just awful. It was just awful.
Oh.
The pain and the realization that marathons are hard, really hard. Just awful. I didn't have any horrific toilet stories because I know,
Podcast over.
Yeah, sorry, boring. Not on that one. I mean, I did need the loo. I did need the loo, and I did see that random little Portaloo thing sat out there on its own.
Pot, yep.
And I just thought, I can't go in there. I can't because I had to have full and I had to take off all my gear, take off the thing. I thought I can't do it, so I did a detour off to the main toilet. So I think every marathon actually I ran more than a marathon because I'd have to detour off to the toilet. So I detoured and I had to take everything off.
I didn't realize that extra piece to this.
How long was that process?
That's more.
A good 5 minutes, I'd say at least. To take everything off, put it back on, and then run back over to the course. It was and you know what, on the first one, because I didn't know Mary Morgan really then, because obviously I didn't really know anyone, we just met, hadn't we? But I remember she was in a red coat in Antarctica, and she was always just around me, running around me, and I think that was obviously the start of our lovely friendship and running friendship, I think. Yeah.
I love that.
But it was epic marathon because it was my first and it was in Antarctica. And, I'll always have that now, that my first ever marathon, if I ever do another marathon, mind, it was in Antarctica. Yeah.
I feel like 7's probably good for you, right? Like you did 7 of them in a row.
Yeah.
It's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
So what was your thought process now? You just did your first and it was one of the hardest things ever. Like halfway through you were struggling. Were you like, how am I going to do 6 more of these?
Oh my God, 100%. I remember finishing it. I was so excited to finish it. It was an amazing feeling when I was done and had that lush medal. The medals are amazing. I don't know if you've seen them. They are the coolest medals I've ever had. But I remember like stuffing some food down in the mess tent on Antarctica and just thinking, what the hell have it really was what the hell have I done moment. The reality of what I had, what was to come was really hitting. And I remember we got back on the plane and I don't know if anyone else had said, so I remember this story the other day because we were talking about it in our Great World Race WhatsApp group. But when we went out to Antarctica,
there was still talking to everybody.
I know. It's a dangerous group, that, mind, because there's all these stupid challenges that the people,
next?
you're doing this, doing that. Yeah, it's very dangerous. So on the way out, there was a first class and then just the economy. But first class only had about, 25 seats. So I hadn't noticed, but we thought they'd just done it randomly who got to have the first class, because obviously you had the lie down beds. The rest of us were like lying on the floor in between the aisles and by the seats, to try and lie down, get some sleep. So on the way back, obviously we went and all got into our normal seats, and we were like, oh, so gutted, how do those lucky buggers get to be in first class, and lie on their have to lay down beds. And then some, I can't remember who it was now, had basically given me their seat because they'd seen me running all my gear and they couldn't believe it. So they'd offered me their seat, and I was like, oh no, I can't. And all the girls have said, no, we've said you need to go and have that seat in business class. I was like, oh my God. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to moan about us twice, and I'm going to do it, because I was absolutely wrecked. Yeah. So I was in there, and then I suddenly realized I was in there. It's all men in here. It's just me and all men. I was like, and I started getting the rage. I was like, how the hell is it all men have got these first class, business class seats? I was like, this isn't on, but I didn't say anything. And then suddenly I hear David saying, oh, I've forgotten. Sorry, it's all the women in the business class on the way back. So I put all the men in there on the way there, but it's all the women on the way back. And honestly, everyone will say the faces on the guys that were in business class, oh my God, it was priceless. It was absolutely priceless. Because obviously they've just run this marathon thinking, just settling down, lying on their beds, thinking, oh, we are sorted here. And then suddenly they have to all uproot, get all this stuff. And then all I heard is this massive cheer coming from the back, all the women, because it was only 17 of us on the race, all the women cheering and screaming, because we all got to get put in business class for the way back, which was it was just such a nice moment. It was just such a lovely moment, and just like a real bonding thing for all of us girls, I think, as well. So so the way back from Antarctica was brilliant. I got a bit of rest, but I remember getting up from having a sleep when we were about to land, and I thought, Jesus Christ, I cannot walk. I can't walk. Oh, no. I can't sit on the toilet. How the hell am I going to do another marathon? Honestly, it was just mental. And then we landed and at some horrific, unearthly time in the morning. And we then had to go to our hotels that we'd been staying in Cape Town, and sort all of our stuff out, get ready. Because once we'd done the marathon, we were then straight on a plane to fly to Australia. And I literally got to my room and I was like, oh my God. So I packed all my stuff, got ready, got into bed, had an hour's sleep, literally 1 hour's sleep. I remember the alarm going off and then trying to roll out of bed and drag myself to the toilet. And I thought, I just did not know how I was going to, I couldn't walk, let alone run. So it was just mental, and that was how it rolled. Then from one day to the next, that feeling of I can't move, I can't even sit on the toilet, and now I've got to do a marathon, and that was how I felt for every day for that week. Then madness.
Oh, no. I totally sympathize with that. I just know you just get so stiff, and you're like, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, yeah.
It's very hard to get moving again.
Yeah. It really is. So I was, trying to do these tiny little squats to get myself moving. And, oh, God, yeah. When I think about it now, it's just awful. Yeah.
So how did Cape Town go for you? If you were very little sleep, very stiff, not being able to move very well, how did Cape Town go for you?
Yeah. So
100 degrees.
Yeah.
Total opposite of Antarctica.
Massively, yeah. It was really warm, and so the first half an hour, it took me a while to loosen up, if I can say I was even loose, but loosen up a bit. And then and again, it's weird. So you get to the start line, and suddenly everyone's there, and the excitement and the hype of we're doing another marathon, and we're in a different continent, in another city, and it's completely different. It just kind of you get carried away with it, even though, you're physically you're a wreck.
Get a little adrenaline in there, right?
Yeah,
that kind of
massively. Yeah. And so off we went for this marathon. Cape Town was lovely, ran all along the coast, and it was beautiful there. And there was loads of people out as well, loads of public. And I think I just had, no one knew me, but I had so much support because of what I was running in as well. And it was really nice actually to have that as I was running along, and people talking to me for a little bit, or just, shouting at me, or, go on, and all of this. So it was great. And I think I ran that marathon on my own, the whole thing on my own, that one. And, yeah, it was nice. And I remember FaceTiming my mate George, she was starting her first marathon on that day. So we had a nice little chat while I was running, which was good. So yeah, it was good, but it was so hot. I had ice all down me, ice in my sports bra, ice everywhere, ice in my cap. It just trying to stay cool was the biggest issue for me, I think, because, the last thing I wanted to do was not complete something because I'd had heat exhaustion. So,
right.
Yeah, the heat was a big thing for me. And then they had like all these sprinklers that they were, because there was some lovely gardens and plants they had. And they had all these sprinklers along the way for some of the route. So I was literally just dashing in the sprinklers, just standing in these sprinklers, trying to keep cool and stuff. People are looking at me like I was nuts. But
hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. It was all about survival. That is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cape Town was, they were all hard. They were all horrific. But that was one of the better ones, I would say. One of the nicer ones, Cape Town. And finishing that, it was great. And the people there were lovely as well that were organised, helped organise it. So, yeah, it was a good one.
I just have a quick question about George. How did her marathon go? And had she ever run one before? Like, were you guys on the same page where she'd never run a marathon before and she was taking on
She
this
had run one
you?
before. Yeah, she'd run one. So she was, she had slightly more experience than me, but not much more.
Well,
but and she used to be a triathlete. So she'd done some running. She's done a bit more running than me. And she's a bit skinnier than me, a bit smaller. So she is made more for running and she had done one. So she had some experience of what it was like. But yeah, she found it also horrific. And almost we both argue about whose was worse now when we do a few talks around the country about it, and we do have a little argument about who had it worse. I mean, I suppose for her, like, she did have some support crew to help her organise each one, but no route to organise. She had a route organised, but it wasn't. So she'd be, having to wait at traffic lights for cars and crossroads and all of that kind of thing. Yeah, so. It actually snowed as well, and it doesn't really snow or get that cold in the UK. And she almost had hypothermia in one of them in Southampton because it was snowing and she was soaked and she wasn't prepared for that. I know I was in Antarctica, but I was prepared for it to be, minus 20, whereas she wasn't prepared for it to be awful. And it's really damp cold here. And so she had quite a tough time, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys can bond over that too. Both were miserable.
We definitely bonded over the misery, and how stupid we were to even think about doing it,
A big part of this was travel, and you had the wicked awesome airplane and the lay down seats and everything, but you weren't one of the fastest runners. So a Bex Gentry, a Jenny Simpson, Ashley Paulson, they do their race in 3 hours, and they have a ton of time to relax, eat, shower, clean up. How much time did you have after these races when you finish and cross the finish line to like pack up and get ready? And did you relax and eat at all or do anything?
There was no relaxing, no, because I was taking, I think I did a few of them under 6 hours, but it was roughly around 6 hours. So no, it was literally, go quickly, get over back to the hotel or whatever we were sort of basing ourselves, get a shower. And sometimes I'd be able to have a quick bite to eat. And then other times it was literally go until we got on the plane, really, for me. And that was the tough thing is, I really had little recovery. And I remember feeling really jealous about the faster runners. I know in like Cartagena, they'd gone and had a lovely meal in the city while I was still dying, running.
Oh, no.
So so I'd feel really jealous about them because they'd have all of this time to relax and, enjoy the scenery and enjoy a bit of the city that we were in. Whereas I was just running and dying. So, it was tough. It was tough in that respect.
Oh,
yeah.
It's hard to see both sides of things. Like, yay, you're running a fast 3-hour marathon, and then you have it where you're 6 hours, but you're wearing all this gear, and it's just kind of a death slog. Like, just trying to make it through, just so you can say, I finished this one too. I'm gonna keep going. And my gosh, it's just total both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, death slog. I like that. That's what it was.
I've done my fair share of death slogs, but oh my gosh. I mean, I commend you so much for just powering through that. It cannot be easy. And with especially the heat that comes for probably 4 of the 7 marathons were really warm for you. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
Damn.
much. Yeah.
The next one was Perth, Australia. And from what a lot of people said and what we saw on the stream was it looked like maybe the most beautiful of the 7. Everything. We're talking the weather, the sunset, the location. How was Perth, Australia?
Yeah, Perth was amazing. And it was also, for me, it was one of the best because I've got 2 friends that live in Perth. So my best mate that I've known since I was a kid lives in Perth. And and then my university mate as well lives in Perth. So they both came to the marathon, met me off the bus. We were 2 hours late, mind, so they've been hanging around for hours, bless them.
Really?
But so they both came with their other halves and their little ones as well. So that was it was just so amazing for me. We hadn't been away that long, but by day 3, the 3rd marathon, you really are feeling it and feeling a bit vulnerable and emotional and tired. And so to see friendly faces was just so nice. My best mate in Harwich, she stayed for the whole of my marathon. So, because, it took me about 6 hours and she stayed for the whole thing, bless her. Every lap be there cheering me on and waving and shouting for me. And it was just so lovely to have her there at the end as well, to celebrate finishing with her. So the Perth one was great. And we also, the organisers that were there, the running club, they were amazing. And bless them. So a couple of them would run with me for part of the race, especially because it was really windy, man, in Perth. The wind was really bad.
Oh.
And I don't know if anyone said that. There was really bad wind definitely for the first half of the race. So they were like trying to be like a little shelter for me because obviously I had this big tank and these big clothes. I was like a sail going up and down the path. So so it was really lovely. But there was one girl I think she was only about 16 and she was really interested in being a firefighter. So it was really lovely that she got to run with me for a bit and we had a good, nice chat and stuff.
That's amazing.
It was really nice. But I was saying then, so in the second half, I think I went into a really bad place in the second half. I'd say the 3rd quarter of that marathon, I was really struggling. And I remember them trying to run with me. I just thought, oh God, please don't run with me because I cannot make small talk now. I am absolutely wrecked. I'm in a really dark place and I do not want to speak to anyone. I just want to suffer on my own and be miserable until I can get myself out of this awful place. So I felt really bad then because they'd be trying to chat to me and I was literally like completely mute. I was like, and I think they then realised that she doesn't want anyone to run with her now. But Perth was great though, and we had Domino's pizza at the end of it, which was great. So we had
Domino's in Australia, of course.
They got us tons of pizza. So that was the one marathon actually where I actually got to have a bit of food and recovery, and also when I walked in, because I was one of the last to finish, and because everyone was in there wasn't anywhere to go apart from the like running club place where we were all based. So when I finished and I walked in with my medal, and then everyone was in this big room, and suddenly there was this massive cheer, and everyone was screaming like, "Yeah, Bex, you made it! You finished it!" Because I think they'd seen that I was really struggling, and it was just such a moment for me, for everyone to be so lovely and supportive, within our group. It was just. Yeah, a really lovely moment, and probably one of the best moments that will really stick with me, I think, from that week was that kind of reception as I walked in. It was lovely, yeah. And then I had Ashley like running and getting me a plate full of pizza to eat, and people helping with all my stuff. It was just a really lovely moment, I think, and probably sort of a moment where we really bonded as a whole group and as a family. I think after that Perth one.
I love
Definitely.
that. Oh, everybody coming together to help and support and cheer.
Yeah,
that just
it was
warms
amazing.
my heart so much.
So it was actually Perth. You just said something and it made me think of this. It was Perth where I started to get the summer camp feeling because Ben took the live stream at one point into this room, and it looked like a really big room. And I kind of pictured it like a ski lodge. All the bags are everywhere. Everyone has their own slots in their own corner. And at that point, I even think people got comfortable with Ben just being there at any point, whether they want to be on camera or not. And they're just like, oh, hey, Ben, that's when I got the summer camp feeling, those vibes. And it sounds like maybe that's when you became a family too, because Antarctica was Antarctica, in and out, right? You left it a whole day early. And then you get back and everyone had 1 hour of sleep before Cape Town.
Mm.
You really got to know each other probably on that first plane ride, and then in Perth in that like a community room.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think that was definitely the start of the mental summer camp vibes. Yeah, definitely. And everyone just really bonding. I think because we had a little bit more time, so we had time to start, to really start to chat to each other. People get to know each other. And obviously we were all starting to suffer at that point, 33 marathons in. It was really nice. I think that Perth marathon, and like I said, the people that helped organise it, they were just such lovely, great people there as well, and couldn't do enough for us. It was just really nice, really great place. And I think, and also that's where me and Mary Morgan started to have our little bonding. I think definitely after that one.
I was just going to say that, like, we know you and Mary Morgan became besties, but like, who else did you really become close with there from those summer camp
ask that
vibes?
Question. Good question.
Yeah. So there's Sarah and there's two girls. They were sister-in-laws. I don't know if you remember them. And so they became like my besties as well as my roomie, I called her. And we all kind of bonded really well throughout the trip, I think, and became like real good pals. And we hung out in Miami as well afterwards for a few days. Just having like amazing time, basically. So they kind of became my real good pals on the trip, I think. It was awesome.
Everlasting connections. I love it.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, and I still chat to Sarah quite a lot, actually. Just see what's going on over across the pond, as you say.
Oh, she's here stateside.
Yeah. From Minneapolis.
Oh, yep. Oh, it's probably cold right now.
Very cold,
there.
I think.
It is. By the way, Erica, it is really cold in your house right now.
Oh, I can turn the heat up for you. I can do it through my phone.
No.
Distraction.
But so Bex, Australia was beautiful. The people were great. And then you go like a long 18-hour plane ride to Asia or Europe. I forget which one you did, but you guys pissed off a lot of fishermen, and you ran in night and cold and rain, and there's potholes. How was that whole Europe and Asia trip?
Yeah, it was Europe first. But you know what? The one thing that got me through that Perth marathon, actually, when I was dying, was knowing we had an 18-hour flight and I could lie down for 18 hours.
A little extra time to recover.
Yeah,
if you can even call that.
That's it. That's really what got me through that marathon in Perth. But so we got to Istanbul, and it was the European side first, and it was a nighttime marathon basically, because we were a bit late. They had to change the course. Because it was too dark, and it was a bit dodgy, and that marathon, I'm sure everybody you spoke to about it, it was definitely by far the worst marathon of the week. Oh God, it was awful.
We heard there was some rain and just cold.
It was miserable. It was cold. It was drizzly.
Police officers saying, "Get out of here."
Yeah,
I don't know
you
if
couldn't.
you were there for that, but that was on the Twitch live stream.
Oh, was it? Oh, I don't think I saw that. I don't know. But it was awful. And we'd started late. I was still running at 3 a.m. It was, oh God, it was awful. And and I just really sore knee at this point. And there was just little ramps up and down, and, ordinarily they wouldn't be an issue. But when you're doing 21 laps of these little ramps, oh, my knee was just in absolute agony as well. And it was just 21 laps as well. It was just everything about it was disgusting, pretty much, and it was dark. There was lovely views across the river, obviously, to the other side, and you could see the city and stuff. That was quite nice. But that was about the only thing that was nice about it. It was just awful. And I remember, I can't remember what time I finished. It was after 3 a.m. And then we waited because there was only a few of us left. So we had to wait for the others to finish and then get on the bus. And we were the last people to be ferried back to the hotel. And I remember before we started the 777, I remember looking at the itinerary thinking, we get to stay in a hotel on that night. I thought, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to be in this lush hotel, going to have a bed. I'm going to have loads of sleep. Really great food, it's just going to be really nice, good respite in the middle of the week. No, not what I had. Probably about 2 hours sleep. I remember getting into the hotel room, I don't know what time, about 5:30 in the morning, trying to order room service, but I was so tired. I could barely eat anything. And
no.
yeah, I was just so tired. You know, you're tired, you're struggling to eat. And I knew I had to eat something. I was forcing it down, but I couldn't eat it. And then I had to have a shower and then get into bed. And then I thought, I've got to get up for breakfast because I'm not going to survive another marathon. So I probably had a couple hours sleep. It was just absolute hell. And then obviously getting up to do this next marathon then the next day. So yeah, everything about that European Istanbul marathon was awful.
What time did the next one start at?
I think it was 10.
Oh,
10 a.m. I
God.
think.
God.
Yeah, honestly, it was mental. It was absolutely mental. Yeah, on the Asian side, which was completely different. It was crazy. Completely different. Yeah.
Well, tell
A
us.
lot of
you're-
cats.
You're in Perth thinking, I can't wait for this plane ride.
Mm.
And you're probably finishing that first marathon in Europe thinking, oh, God, I got to do another one in 5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
no.
And yeah, so we so the start of the Asian one, well, when we got there, there was just cats everywhere. I didn't realize there is full of cats
I
on
would have
that
been
side.
so distracted. Like,
Yeah,
cat,
and I
cat.
I was
I bet they
actually,
don't
these
fight
cats-
like yours, Erica.
Hopefully it's temporary, but I know.
These cats, you know, considering they were just street cats, were very well kept, and people actually come to stroke them and feed them and stuff. But they were literally like on the wall posing for photos. These cats really had it good out there, I tell you. But they were everywhere anyway. So yeah, we started that, and I thought, well, this is the 5th marathon now, and I thought, you know, Christ, I am absolutely ruined now.
Uh-huh.
But and I remember, so me and Mary Morgan decided to run this one together because we tried to do the one the night before in the Europe side, but I'd kind of I'd gone, I'm just going to run for as long as I can and then do some walking. And her knee was really sore as well. And we'd ended up splitting up in the end on that one. Then the next morning I was, you know, really struggling. She's like, look, I'm going to run for a minute, walk for a minute for the whole marathon. Why didn't you try that with me? And I was like, you know what? Go on then. Nothing to lose. Let's try something different.
Yep.
And so that's what we did, and we did it for, you know, it was quite mentally, you have to really stick at it to do, you know, so we'd run pretty fast for a minute and then we would walk fast, and we did it for the whole marathon. I ended up doing the fastest one by like a long way on the 5th marathon, which is mental. I don't know how the hell that happened, to be honest, but yeah, and we stuck together, and poor Mary Morgan, you know, because through the middle half, I'm like, when I get tired and I'm in pain, I just don't want to talk. But she is non-stop talking the whole way through, you know, so chirpy and
Mary
high on
Morgan.
life. Honestly, I don't know how she does it. She's like chirpy and high on life the whole time. I was like looking at her thinking, what is wrong with her? Like,
That's like me and Eric.
yeah. I mean, it was great though, and she could see I'd be struggling, and I'd be like, I can't talk. She'd be like, okay, you okay? And I was like, yeah, I can't talk. Like, I'm really struggling now. Yeah.
Pretend, but
I was like, I don't know if I can keep going on this 1 minute thing. I don't know if I can keep doing it. She's like, yes, you can. Come on. You can do anything for 1 minute. I was like, okay. So she literally pushed me to doing like my best time on that one. She is responsible for that, which is great. And also because I ran around with Mary Morgan, I obviously got to have a beer at the end with her, which was amazing.
Yeah.
After that. Yeah.
Now,
Nice treat.
Bex, at what point did you realize her actual first name is Mary Morgan? Not Mary, but Mary Morgan.
When I listened to your podcast with her on it.
Us too.
Yeah. I was like, shit, I've just been calling her Mary the whole time.
She didn't correct you. That makes me laugh a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
I would have been like, all right, at what point do you say, oh, that's just my name now to you? Because
Yeah.
we've been through so much. You can call me
know,
whatever
I think
you want.
so. She's too nice to correct me, I think. She's too nice.
I'm going to throw you a challenge here. Maybe this is possible. I think it probably is if you can build a custom fire suit for 7 marathons in 7 days and 7 continents. Mary Morgan has summited Mount Everest.
I know.
Do you think anyone's ever done it in firefighter gear, let alone a woman firefighter in firefighter gear?
They definitely haven't. But do you know what? Funny you should say that, because there is a guy in my fire service that is attempting it. Next year, or either this year or next year.
Wow.
Yeah, not with he hasn't got the breathing apparatus set on though, the cylinder. He's just wearing the fire gear. So yeah, he is attempting it. So we'll see.
That's
We'll
crazy.
see. Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, you did the other thing in Antarctica. You did this. It's Everest. It's got to be cakewalk.
I don't know, I know this sounds random because I'm a firefighter, but I'm not a big fan of heights. So I don't know if I
You're on the
fancy
ground.
Something else. I mean, that doesn't even count. That's not even a mountain. That is like
That's a hill.
out of this world. Oh, a hill.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
a very extreme
big hill.
hill.
Yeah. The biggest
Have you
hill.
seen the documentaries on that with the crevasses and like
Yeah.
it wants to kill you? That mountain is just out to get you.
Yeah,
feel like,
exactly.
isn't K2
I'm not sure I
worse?
fancy it. Yeah, maybe actually, it might be worse. Yeah, but either of them really. I'm not up for them. I don't think. I'd like to go to the base camp of Everest, but I'm not sure about summiting it. So yeah, Mary Morgan is hardcore. She is a hardcore lady.
In future challenges that you might do you think your identity might be part of this whole firefighter thing where you do things in firefighter gear? Or is this maybe a one-off and you'll do another amazing challenge some other time dressed normal?
Well, I think George and I have got a plan to do something next year. So this year we're having a bit of chill time, rest our bodies because they've been through a lot. But next year we've got a plan to walk the whole of Great Britain. So John O'Groats to Land's End. So that's the top of Scotland to the sort of the furthest part of England.
Wow.
In firefighter gear with a set on. Yeah. Because we want to try and attract loads of more firefighters and get loads of media attention and, have like almost like a rolling roadblock of firefighters and go through all the different fire services because there's loads of different fire services obviously in the UK. And so that is our, we haven't actually planned anything yet, but that's kind of like our vision for next year, we think. Yeah.
I love
that
it.
That is a beautiful idea.
Yeah. I feel like it's part of your identity now too. Like you love the job. You did the 777 in the firefighter gear. I think that's great. What is the reception you get from all the other firefighters, obviously now in the world, because as we'll get to Miami later, but in your home country, the UK?
It's been really good, really good. So, since we went to Antarctica and did the South Pole thing, and then coming back and then doing the running as well. People have, we've got huge respect for what we're doing, but also we really have kind of put, I think, female firefighters on the map a bit over here now, and it really did create quite a lot of interest and we've, there's been a lot of people now going and trying to do their own challenges and things like that, which we really love, and that's what we were trying to do, is inspire other people to go and do stupid things, really, or just challenge themselves, put themselves out their comfort zone. That's the main thing for us. It doesn't have to be going to Antarctica or doing stupid marathons. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah, pushing boundaries. So yeah, it's been really great over here, if I'm honest. We've had a really great reception. It's been really nice. And we've been invited to lots of different places to talk about our experiences and what we've done and why we're doing it and things. So it's been really great. Yeah, really great.
I'm hoping that this will help, like with the podcast, maybe we can get more women firefighters out in the US. Because honestly, I don't even think I know any. But I know a lot of police officers, like a majority of my friends are actually cops, but not so much on firefighters. So spreading some awareness, let's up those numbers.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely. Love that. And I think that was a big thing about doing it, doing the marathons, is that I went around the world doing it. So so hopefully I inspired some people around the world as well while I was at it.
Excellent.
Love that. Well, you mentioned the word uncomfortable, and I think you got very uncomfortable at Marathon 6 when you flew all the way to Cartagena. Did I say that right?
Cartagena.
How about that? I think I said it right.
No.
No.
Cartagena. That's one of my favorite things about Eric is he mispronounces things often. It's fun. He owns it though. He owns it.
Yeah, he does. He says it in his own way.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But yes, it was that was the hottest marathon, right? And you're in this firefighter gear. How did you actually keep it clean? Like, I know everyone had new clothing every race. Like, how did you clean this stuff from getting gross and disgusting?
I didn't clean it, and it was gross and disgusting.
Oh my God.
So
How
I
did
had
Mary
obviously-
Morgan run next to you the whole time?
I know, I must have been gross. I mean, I had a new, I had like leggings underneath and full skins because the chafage would have been horrific. Imagine.
Right.
And I did actually, my back from the heat and the breathing apparatus set rubbing on my back. I remember. I think I was at I can't remember which airport it was. We went to so many. And I remember thinking, oh, my back feels really a bit sore. And I got, I think I was Sarah. I was like, can you just have a look at my back? And she was like, and her face, well, I turned around and her face was like, and I was like, what? She's like, oh my God, you are covered in like like rubs all over your back, red raw. So I was like, my back was caked in like Sudocrem to like try and like help it. And then I basically had K-tape all over my back then from then. I think it was about the third marathon onwards, just obviously to help with the chafing. I still got some scars from it actually. But I did have new kit every day, but my actual fire gear was not. So I would hang it up like on the back of seats in the part of the plane where no one else was sitting, and it would just dry out. It was disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Yeah, awful.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, anyone around me, poor people. But yeah,
like we said, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Who cares if it stinks?
Exactly.
I'm sure everybody was feeling that here and there throughout the whole thing.
Definitely, yeah. And by the sixth marathon, you didn't give a shit. Basically, you did not care.
I believe it.
And yeah, Cartagena was, quite frankly, oh God, it was so awful. It was just the heat and the humidity was the worst thing, and I think, I had really felt horrific on all the marathons, but on this one, I'd never, I hadn't felt like I was going to faint or collapse. And I felt like that majority of the marathon, I think after about an hour. Yeah, it was just awful, and I did end up having to take the jacket off. I think I did 20 miles. And then I thought, I've got to take the jacket off because I wanted to finish it, because the whole point with this was finishing it. And if I hadn't finished because I wanted to keep that jacket on and then I collapsed, I just thought, I've got to be slightly sensible. And actually before the marathon and on the plane, on the way as well, quite a few of the girls, Jenny Simpson was like, look, you've done amazing this week, but I just really think you should consider not wearing your firefighter suit for this. She just said it quite a few times to me, or maybe just do a half marathon. She was going, because this is serious now. Like, this is hot and this is humid, and it's not just about finishing it now. It's about your health and whatever. I was like, oh, I know, I'll be all right. And a few people had said to me, like, come on, you've got to be sensible on this one. I'd had quite a few people say this to me before the marathon, which had made me a little bit worried, obviously, about it. So there at 20 miles, I just thought that I'm going to take my jacket off now because I want to finish this. But yeah, me and Mary, we really bonded over that one. I know I've listened to your podcast, and I was holding her up while she was basically shitting herself on the path with members of public watching. Yeah, literally was. And there's me, I was, looking at this bush to think, right, that leaf will do for her, because obviously there was no toilet paper. You know what I mean? It was just mental. It was absolutely mental. But you had to do what you had to do, and I wanted, we were going to finish that marathon. We'd been out there for hours. I think it took us over 7 hours, that marathon. We'd been out there for hours, and there was no way I was going to let Mary not finish that marathon.
Oh, yeah.
We both started together. We went through hell. And her dad was there, she said, wasn't it? Her dad turned up out of the blue. It was just amazing. And he was giving us these cold rags all the time. He was running to get them wet for us at each end, at all of the kind of little aid stations, and given to us to try and keep us going. And it was just, it was just horrific and lovely all rolled into one, I think. And so we dragged each other over the line in the end, I think. And I was just so pleased to finish it, because I think once we'd done that one, you knew you only had one left and you would get through that one, whatever. And it was the end, and it was Miami, and we were mega excited about that one. So, it was pretty awful.
At that point, you must
pretty
be thinking, like,
awful.
this last one cannot be any worse than
Oh,
Cartagena.
100%. I think it cannot be any worse than that. Definitely not. And the Miami one as well. So I had, before I'd gone out there, because I wasn't going to have any friends and family at the end in Miami. So I'd contacted the fire service actually before I went out there and contacted the chief of Miami Beach Fire Service and to see if they had any firefighters that might be interested in, like, just cheering me on or at the end or something, just a little something. I thought it'd look, be really cool, and it'd look really cool as well for why I was doing it and stuff. So obviously, so at Miami, so as everyone saw, there was firefighters there, but I had no idea the number of firefighters that were going to turn up for that. It was just madness, absolutely crazy.
So it definitely gave me the feels seeing them supporting you like that. It was amazing.
I feel like we knew at least a day or two before this was happening, maybe not to the extent, but Ben was talking about it. So I have a feeling maybe when you reached out to the Miami Fire Department, maybe like that word spread and maybe it got to Ben and his team or David or somebody. Like, are there any behind the scenes, or am I just like imagining this here? Like, because so many showed up and this thing blew up, like we said on the live stream. I felt like the whole world was watching, even though it was only about 10,000 of us. But like, someone had to have said something and then caught the eye of that fire department. And then all those guys and girls dressed in full firefighter gear showed up for you.
Yeah, I think sort of midway through the week, Ben had mentioned as well about we need to get some firefighters, sorted for you in Miami. So I think him and maybe someone else had contacted them as well behind the scenes. Yeah. So, but I had no idea there would be that many and how big it would go. And yeah, the feeling, oh my God, when I saw the first firefighter, and I'd been chatting to him beforehand, turn up, because, I didn't know if they would really turn up either. I didn't know these people. The feeling was just, I felt so emotional. I almost like lost my breath for a moment, to say, oh my God, they've actually turned up, they've done it, and to support me. And then when he said, oh, I've got a few more when we get up to the other end of the Miami marathon, and I was like, really? And then we got up to the end, and there was just firefighter after firefighter after firefighter in their full gear.
It was so amazing to see.
Yeah,
I was so happy they came out for you.
Yeah, it was so emotional. I remember like a real lump in my throat, seeing them. And then it was just on everyone's face, all the members of public, because, there was just loads of public walking around up and down the path as well. It was just, it was a hell of a moment. It was the best moment and memory for me, that marathon, and having those firefighters there running with me. It was just amazing. Yeah.
God, it was so cool.
Yeah.
And then we learned from, I think it was Bex Gentry told us that she learned a lot of the firefighters running with you had their face mask on and used the air in their tank until it ran out, because I guess that's something in the firefighter community they do when they lose another firefighter.
Yeah. So the ones that had their masks on and were breathing through their breathing apparatus set. So they did, the whole half a lap. So they kind of met me at one end and we did the whole lap. And they kind of, they had to try and conserve their air to be able to finish the whole half lap, which is really tough because it was so hot out there as well. And, with all of that gear, that is heavy, all of that gear as well. And I know that afterwards there was quite a few of them really struggling afterwards. They were like kind of almost collapsing, I think, after. But yeah, and they were doing it I think that one of their firefighters had died in the line of duty the year before, maybe, or something. So they were kind of doing it in memory of him as well, which was lovely. Yeah.
I just have so much respect for you guys for doing that. And just seeing the numbers, it really was amazing. I can't get over it.
Yeah, it was. And, in the fire service, we talk about sort of the firefighter family. And it really is a family. And it's so nice that extends across the world. You know what I mean? If you ask a firefighter for help or for something from, a fellow firefighter, it happens. It's just so nice. It's so nice that happens. It's really lovely to be part of this community. Yeah.
Sounds like a worldwide community.
Yeah, really is. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
So you finish in Miami, all the firefighters, everyone's there. Mary Morgan's the last one. She gets her beer. What happens after Miami? What was the next, like, are you sad summer camp is over? Did you all get to hang out? What happened after Miami?
Yeah, we had a bit of an after party on the Miami Marathon day. So in the evening, we all met up and had some drinks, and it was really nice to chat in that kind of chilled environment now, where we weren't, stressing about the next marathon we had to do and trying to do some kind of recovery and eat some food, and everyone was just, relaxed, and we could talk about all of our experiences and laugh over it, laugh over the pain and misery. And funny moments that happened. So it was really nice to see everyone in that, and it was in a completely different environment. We were all showered. We were, looking half decent, and yeah, it was really nice. And obviously had quite a few drinks. I think basically I stayed in Miami for 2 or 3 nights after, and I definitely enjoyed. I had rested up, enjoyed the beach, and enjoyed the nightlife for
excellent
for the few nights. And quite a few of us, 100%, yeah, and we did. Because quite a few people stayed around, hung around from the race. So quite a few of us then met up for dinner on the night. So it was really nice that we all still kind of hung out for those few days before the end.
That's cool. I was jealous. I'm jealous. I'm envious. That's the word. I'm envious. Tell me, all right, your WhatsApp group chat is still going. What's one of the more recent conversations? I want in on this. I want to know. I want the deets. What are you guys still talking about in the group chat?
Yeah. Well, one of them was that memory of Antarctica, the flight back from Antarctica, and the boys being kicked out of business class and us girls going in there. So, because I'd completely forgotten about it. I think most of us had forgotten about that, but God, day one is like a way distant memory when you're so shattered. And so we were having there was a bit of banter about that on the group, but a lot of it is I'm doing this 100-miler in wherever they are in America, who's doing it. And quite a few people have met up at races or at different things, at different, I think Dubai Marathon, a few people met up.
Oh, wow.
So, so it's a lot of that about different stuff that people doing. Mad stuff, basically. And then just sometimes like a few memories from the race. Oh, do you remember when this happened? And so it's cool. It's really nice to still have that contact with people. Yeah, it's really lovely. And,
to be a
people
fly on the wall.
Yeah, cool. I bet. Yeah. And go on.
I love the fact that you guys are throwing out like, hey, I'm going to do something else crazy. Who wants in? That's just the whole mindset behind the group of you all. And I love that. Like I would fit. I feel like I would fit right in. You doing something crazy? Count me in. What's next?
Oh, like, there you go. Yeah,
Erica, you want to do something crazy? I can think of something. Maybe a triathlon.
Except for that, not ready for
you
that.
should
yet.
do it.
I'm the one who's like, you're doing 100-miler. Okay, how bad is it? What are we talking here? Elevation. I would consider that more than a try, but. I
gotta imagine the group chat's going to be very active during the next Great World Race when you're watching on the live stream.
Yeah,
many other strangers doing it for the first time and creating the same bonds and friendships that you guys did. I bet you it'll be a lot of fun for that group, this class of the Great World Race, to watch the next class.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's actually, I think there's a few people have signed up to do it again this year.
Oh wow!
Mental. But there's definitely going to be, and there was talk on the group of a bit of a reunion as well. So I don't know if that will happen, but that would be nice, wouldn't it? Be awesome.
Yeah, but could we get maybe a invite? We'll bring microphones.
All I can say is that you guys can have a reunion without doing something crazy. You guys can just hang out. That's okay.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
Need
well,
to do crazy shit.
I think it was a marathon and then stay and have a bit of a reunion all doing a marathon, which for me sounds horrific, but obviously for most of them, that's nothing, is it?
You guys could do 7 bars, you guys could do 7 beers in 7 bars in 7 hours. So you got to drink 7 every hour and then go to the next bar and drink 7 more, all within an hour.
Wait,
the 7-7-7 challenge.
That sounds good. That sounds more like my kind of challenge, if anyone knows me. We're right up my street.
Well, Bex, you've listened to the podcast a couple of times now because we know of all the other great world race people we've had on, and we know you listen to Mary Morgan. So you know what's coming up next. We have these 2 final big questions. Sometimes they're really hard. Sometimes they're no-brainers. I'm going to go first. So in 2025, every guest on the podcast is invited to our imaginary, maybe we could really do it one day, On the Run's pasta dinner, and you all get to bring your own +1. They can be anyone in the world, alive or dead, famous or not, runner or Formula One driver, as Susie Chan picked. Who is your +1 to our On the Run's pasta dinner?
It is Michelle Obama, because she is an amazing, strong woman. I've read a book. Actually, I read a book when I was actually walking in Antarctica, and yeah, she's just awesome. And I bet the story she has as First Lady to the President as well, you know, all the interesting gossip and stories that she obviously doesn't tell people. Yeah, she'd just be awesome. Such an interesting, awesome woman. I'd love to have her as my +1.
I know someone's very excited that Michelle Obama is now going to be at the pasta dinner, and that is Erica right here.
Oh, really?
I totally support your decision. Like, that's an amazing choice. And I also love that you
should
listen
we
to
ask
audiobook too.
Should we ask Michelle her thoughts on Jennifer Aniston?
Oh, awkward.
And we talk to Michelle Obama, because I don't care what you ask her if we get to talk to Michelle Obama.
Yeah, that's true.
You can ask her whatever you want.
That was an amazing. You know, you guys blow my mind sometimes with the not just the Code Brown commandments from last year, but these guests. Like, originally I was thinking runners, but yeah, this is freaking great. We had, so who's coming so far? We have Michelle Obama, we have Lewis Hamilton, we have Jesus.
Right.
He's coming. We have so many cool people coming. And
wow.
then we have a dog. A dog is coming. So that's going to be great too. This would be an awesome, imagine if we could really do this someday, and we'll have to tell Michelle Obama, hey, you're Bex's +1.
Save the date.
Yeah.
You have
She'll
to
be
show
there.
up.
Really, I'm excited. I don't need to bring a guest now that Michelle's coming. All right, Bex, my question. We have a Spotify playlist that we like to invite our guests to add a song to it. So is there something that just gets you pumped up, ready to run, ready to live life to the fullest that you would like to add to the playlist?
Yeah, right. This is really sad and cheesy, but The Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, not cheesy. Come on.
Down with that. I'm down.
That
one
song,
works.
yeah. You stick that on and that's it. You're ready to go.
How
You're
can
ready
you
to
not?
Yeah.
Ready to
I can't
handle
believe
some
no one's
Rocky.
picked that yet.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful choice. I will add it to the playlist right now.
At some point, Erica's playlist is going to have a lot of duplicates, so maybe she'll change her question one day. But
Come on, I love my playlist. He keeps giving me shit about it. I don't think I want to change it. So.
Bex, this was so awesome. I'm so happy we made this work. I love talking to people from across the pond and around the world, and I love doing podcasts in the morning, even when it's like freaking freezing in Erica's house right now.
I turned it up for you.
Listen, I'm so proud of you. It was I really just thought, oh, this is cool. We'll get to see on Instagram what Bex, Ashley, and Justin do. And then this live stream happened and it worked.
This is amazing.
It became binge-worthy, addictive content. It's so cool to follow everyone now. And I love the reception that all the runners have taken to us with our excitement for this race. And I didn't really think we were going to talk much about this outside of like hope to get one of them on, maybe Justin, who we haven't even talked to yet.
Oh, you got to.
Everybody else. Oh, we will. He's been doing his tour. Every winter they do a tour. And if you're ever here, you should check out his show because I take the kids. The kids love it. Adults love it. It's a great.
It's amazing.
It's a hilarious. And when you see the real one, not the one, because they go to schools and they go into school gymnasiums and they do shows for all the middle schoolers and the high schoolers and the little kids. But these big shows at these theaters will say it's an adult show. They're not stripping naked. Well, maybe half naked, but it's an adult
There is
show.
a toilet involved, I think, right?
There might be kids there, but the adults know, like, okay, there's no filter, and it's going to be epic, and it really is.
We know Justin has no filter. He has
he
no
has
filter
zero
whatsoever.
filter. Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
I'm so happy to learn and to hear that originally I thought he was a little crazy. We're chatting in a group, in a DM chat on Instagram, when this epic hailstorm came through New Hampshire. Justin lives down the street from me. So that's, we're not buddies who hang out, but he lives down the street. So we're talking about this hailstorm that just came through our town. And then he goes, oh, by the way, I'm running in this race. And I go, that's so cool. And then he goes, yeah, I've never run a marathon. I go, I know, like, you're crazy.
What the hell? Yeah.
You're going to be the only person who's never done a marathon. And now I'm realizing.
here for this stuff, you guys. I am here for it.
Yeah.
Winging it at its finest.
Yeah.
But I was wrong when I thought he was the only one. There was many of you. So, so cool. I hope David Kelly's insurance company doesn't listen, because his premiums are going to go up when he learns he's letting all these runners who've never even run a marathon in his race.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So cool, Bex. Amazing. You're the best.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's lovely to chat to you as well. You guys are awesome. And thanks for putting our stories out there. Honestly, brilliant.
Honestly, this is our pleasure. We are so lucky to get to talk to you guys and hear all the different aspects, because you have so many different stories from so many different people. So I love being able to provide that platform for you guys, and we love hearing about it. So thank you, Bex. I really enjoyed this. This was so much fun.
Oh, pleasure, guys. Thank you.
Guys, that was awesome. I really hope you enjoyed that conversation. This was so cool. It was so addicting to watch the live stream. And when we saw you, I was just like, this girl is something else. She's badass. I want to get her on and hear her story. And I loved every moment of it, Bex. Thank you so much. Bex with an X on the On the Runs podcast. That was wicked awesome.
Thanks, guys. Loved it.
Bex, oh my God. You are an absolute role model, the most badass person we found out on that course. We are so incredibly proud of you, and we thank you so much for sharing your stories on here and for everything that you're doing to just promote your job and get more women in the field.
That's right.
That's absolutely incredible.
That's right. The whole women
up.
firefighter part, like, kick ass.
Absolutely.
And she only became a firefighter recently. It's not like she's
that takes
grew up
so
wanting
much
to be
balls.
one.
Do you realize that? Like, changing your career so late, like not even late in life, but like you've had the same career for so many years, and then you're just like, I need a change. Like, I want to do what I'm really passionate about. And that just takes so much balls.
I know.
I love it.
So cool.
It's incredible.
And maybe she'll summit Everest and dressed as a firefighter. Maybe she'll do some other epic, crazy shit. Like, holy cow, been to Antarctica in twice in a year. One of them was like took her 52 days to get to the very bottom, the South Pole. So she goes like, that marathon wasn't much. And also another person who never ran a marathon before in her life.
That's all perspective right there.
Yeah.
You do something incredible like that, then a marathon's just like, meh, okay.
Pretty awesome.
Not that bad.
You know, if I ever do that flight again where I have a long layover in London and spend a day, I might need two.
You have to reach out.
Well, I have to, because she's there. Mike Seaman's there. There's others there. Susie.
Contact Susie.
Go do a Peloton run. Yeah.
Even David from Raccoon Media. You have a bunch of people to meet up with. And if
Chloe,
you get to do that, I will be super.
I had so much
Chloe,
FOMO.
yeah, I'll be super jealous.
Yeah. I had so much FOMO listening to your recap episode. Nice job on the recap, by the way. You
got to give it to Tara and Lindsay on that. They ran the show.
But I loved listening to it, and I had the FOMO. And is it really FOMO after it already happened? 'Cause, like, FOMO is the fear of missing out. So I had the after effects of that. Like, I was very jealous and envious of your day at the run show. It actually seems like I'm going to call her out. Last year we asked Tara to come with us, and she goes, "Nah, I went the year before. It was kind of underwhelming, and it sounded like." The three, you loved it. Like, this was awesome. There's so much to do. There was so much there. Like, the show has just grown and grown and grown.
It has. Yeah, it was awesome. Everybody's going to have to check out the recap to hear the full story, but there was just so much to see, so much to do, so many people to say hi to. I was blown away.
You were on the news.
We were tired by the end of it. We were on the news. Thank you, Herm. So yeah, he was being interviewed, and then the news crew got us like getting high fives in the background. But it was funny. She's like, yeah, he was meeting up with some TikTok followers. And I'm like, lady, I mean, I don't even have TikTok, but I mean, if I did, I would follow Herm. So
the other thing was you were on Letty's YouTube channel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so I felt like such a creeper half the time because I was like waiting for her to finish up as like talking to somebody else, and I'm just like standing there, like I wanted to say hi, and I did that. We did that to Kelly Roberts too, but we're just like just gonna stand here until she turns around. And
Yeah.
but hey,
I actually got an
that
email.
is so cool.
Yeah, I got an email from Kelly Roberts' team, the Badass Lady Gang team. Tara is not welcome, by the way. And you're on probation, they said.
Oh, okay.
But I
We'll
actually
chill
got
next
a
time.
DM today from Letty. Did Letty reach out to you today?
I don't think she did. Oh my
Okay.
God. What?
I'm going to tell you because you have an offer on the table. Because I
For
said
what?
I can't, but I said I actually think you might be interested. She was wondering if you would be interested going to Kenya with her for a running camp
Oh my God. When?
sometime in the next 12 months, I guess. Next year. She did say next
shit.
year.
How cool would
She
that
just
be? Oh my
went.
God.
Like if you saw photos and stuff, she was just there.
I will have to think about this one. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Kenya?
Yeah.
Wow.
For a running camp with
Okay.
Letty.
Oh my God.
How cool would that be?
I would absolutely be interested. If I can swing it, I don't know, but
You can
I
swing
will
it.
certainly
You
I
can
will
swing
certainly
it.
think about it.
You can
Holy
absolutely
shit.
swing it. I give all approvals. Your requested time off from the pod has been approved.
Just got to work around my actual work.
And you have to do the one other thing. Get content.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Which
Mhm.
you did pretty
Yeah.
good. You did good and you've been doing good. I have to
I'm
say,
trying.
yeah, I love the story post. It's funny how the story post has been getting so many likes and comments, and maybe it's algorithm wise, like double, triple the views. Typically, we might get like 100 views in a 24-hour period, maybe 150, maybe more sometimes. But the other day when you did it, we had 300 plus views within the first 8 hours.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I showed you the
So
stats.
maybe
I'm
I'll
like,
start
what the
doing it
hell
more.
is
I don't know.
happening? And it continues as we post the stories the way we have. Did you do your other homework assignment at the run show? Actually, do you remember what you were supposed to
Lindsay
do?
did.
Oh, she.
Yeah, she took a video and she got the lay of the land of what the booths look
I like the fact it was a video's cool. That's cool. I originally requested photos, but a video is actually cool. Lay of the land. I like that.
Yep,
That
it
works.
gives you more of a better view of how things are structured and
Yeah.
how the different booths are like set up with
Mhm.
like next to each other and such. And yeah, we have a lot of options if
When.
we get to
When we
Yeah,
do.
when
In
we
the
get
new
to have a
location,
booth,
by
so.
the way, which I think
Yes.
might work in our favor, like location wise, maybe getting there, getting out, bringing stuff like
I
this.
already looked it up. It's right off of 495 and it's like 45 minutes from the house. So I think it's like the same
Same
about
time
the same
distance.
distance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
which-
it's easier
which isn't bad.
probably for people to drive in and out of.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
We're going to have Mike on next year to explain us the theory behind moving it from the big city to Marlborough, because like I have a feeling
Yeah.
a lot of it is logistics and
Yes.
maybe it's just trying something out, but it sounds like they already had it planned beforehand. It also looks like the outdoor show is going to the same location, but separate weekends.
I did see that. Yep. So this one's going to be the end of February, beginning of March, and then the outdoor show is going to be the end of March.
That's right. So nobody plan
Mhm.
any weddings that weekend, please. So I can go to the run show and have a booth set up. And
You're just going to have to miss it. You have the date. Save the date, man.
yeah. And the other thing I won't allow to happen is I won't allow you girls to change the March Madness bracket after we already agreed on one thing. Which, by the way, I don't
Well,
have it. You need to
it
send
was
me your
too hard.
bracket.
Yes, I typed it out and I sent it to the girls, and I just wanted to make sure that it was in its final form so I can email it to you and we can get that going because I'm excited to see how it works.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get on that soon. I don't think we're gonna have a special March Madness episode, but we'll get it out there when I get the list. But I loved it. You girls
I
had
will
fun.
email it.
I love
Yeah.
Tara's enthusiasm to just be a go-getter out there. She sounds just like
I'm
me.
so happy to have her.
Yeah.
I'm like all like nervous talking to people. Like I feel weird. I don't want to bother anybody, But she doesn't give a shit. She's like, hey, what's up? We're from On the Runs. And I'm like,
I love that she
thank you,
took
Tara.
ownership too. She goes, our podcast. Like instead of explaining it and boring people with the details, yeah, just say
It is.
Yeah.
So I had no problem with that whatsoever. I'm like, you guys are my girls and we are a team. And yeah, she ran with it. So I was so happy about that. Like I felt weird like stalking Kelly. Sorry, Kelly.
it did sound kind
But
of weird, to be honest.
It was a little bit.
Yeah, it was totally
fun.
sketchy.
Still fun. Yeah. But hey, we said hi and Tara got to meet her and Kelly's just super chill anyway.
I mean,
she probably thought it was weird, but she didn't let on.
It's well, it sounded like from the details I got from the three of you that they were sketched out. So a good thing it's just a probation period. You're just on probation from the Badass Lady Gang. It goes to the end of the year. So we're good for next year. No restraining order.
Okay.
Yes.
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, is it on paper? Are we really screwed? We missed you there, man. We really wish you would have been in your element.
Yeah.
You would have been just like Tara, just finding somebody and talking their ear off and making connections.
I think
and
Tara and I would
having a
work
great
really
time.
well together too in that situation. Because last year, I may be a little more reserved like you. You know, I need someone to feed off that energy too. So yeah, I'm happy.
Yep.
And then she tells me the other day, she sends us in the
What?
group chat. She goes, hey, I have news. She's like, I'm going to be with you guys at the Boston Marathon at mile 19. And I'm like, what do you mean that's news? I thought we knew that already. What do you mean it wasn't a chance?
She did mention she had something, maybe like a golf tournament or like the girls, like her team was in a tournament or something and she wasn't sure she could make it. But
bullshit.
I guess she can now. So we're going to have an excellent crew hanging out at mile 19.
It's going to be great. We're going to have so many awesome runners. We're going to be so busy. There's actually some things I can't tell you about on the pod that might happen too. But we actually,
dude, the list is out of control for people to track though.
I
Like
know.
I'm going to have to start now.
we need
gathering the list.
somebody there to just be tracking for us and tell us what's happening so we're not looking at our phones the whole time.
Yeah.
We've already talked to 16 Boston Marathon runners. We dropped the first 7 mini episodes. They actually dropped on Wednesday night. We were originally going to talk about it on Tuesday saying they're going to drop. But our first 7 mini episodes are on YouTube. The whole goal and purpose of that is to get more traction to our YouTube page. Actually, there's a lot of purposes, but that's one of them. They're not coming out until April on the pod. But I felt like all these people have fundraising events in March, especially around St. Patty's
that are
Day.
coming up soon.
Right. So I want to put them out for people to hear. Why not release them on our YouTube channel? They're all about 15 to 20 minutes. And you guys, maybe it will generate some more traction as we're growing YouTube. It's a brand new thing. And guess how many subscribers we have as of last time I checked, Erica?
I don't know. What did we have the last time we talked? Did we have 50? Did we have more than that? Did we have 100?
110 subscribers on YouTube. Not a big deal.
Hell yes.
Yeah, that's growing. It's working. You know, it's a passion project. It's a work in progress. We're figuring
You're
it
doing
out.
a great job, man. Proud of you.
Thank you. You notice I put on like some other things for you. You were like, what were you asking? You said the other day, oh, I'm sure Eric can just make something in Canva, like some pickle man.
Pickle juice Jesus.
Yeah. And I was like, I think you have access to Canva to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I never did that, but I should. We found some random pictures online. Like I saved it to my phone. That is just absolutely ridiculous having to do with a pickle Jesus. So it's probably sacrilegious. I still don't want to mess with it, but it is hysterical.
Always welcome to jump on there.
WWPJJD.
You're welcome to jump on there. You're welcome to
you.
try things. And coming soon, Stoolie QR codes.
Is that happening? Did we figure that out?
No, I'm still waiting for the other people who said they'd look into it to figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm delegating. I'm trying to
fun,
delegate jobs because there's a lot going on, a lot I want to try to do here. I still have to make a trip down to Rhode Island to meet Maurice and set him up with his equipment so he can get the More with Mo show going.
Hell yes.
There's a lot of things going on. So, but yeah, that's me in a
Very nice.
nutshell. Back, feeling better. I still got raccoon eyes. I still got the sun.
How's your scalp?
My scalp's
You
much
were
better.
peeling, and I laughed so hard. I'm like, dude, sunscreen
That
is
was
a thing.
nothing.
You're like, I
put on so much sunscreen. Like it's easy for me to put on a lot of sunscreen because I'm not even worried about a hairline. I'm just like all over all over my head. I put on aloe all the time. Like I did so much. I bought the hat that you saw. All that peeling, I promise you, is from one day, because the first day in Mexico, I didn't have the hat because hats don't travel well. And when we went to the pool and when we went and got, it's an all-exclusive resort, right? So I didn't bring my wallet. I just brought a couple ones because you like pay when you get a beer. Whatever.
Oh, you tip.
Right, you tip.
Yeah.
So I went to the store to get a hat, and they had the hat, but the hat cost money. Like, I actually had to buy something. So I didn't get it that day. I got it the next morning. So all that peeling came from my first day in Mexico.
Dude.
But it was...
Did it ruin your trip
No, it
at all,
never
or
hurt.
did that
Everyone's
happen
like,
when
it
you
must
came
hurt
home?
so bad. I'm like, that doesn't hurt at all. I never felt it. Like, I did.
Are they going to show up in Hannah's beautiful wedding picture?
No,
with
so
your
most of
peeling
that
head?
all happened after the last day. Like, I was taking care of it. I didn't have a problem. You actually made the comment about, dude, use sunscreen when I showed you my watch tan.
Oh, sunscreen. I was like, sunscreen is a thing. But I was just so jealous that you got a watch tan, because that is the one thing I look forward to in the summertime.
Dude, it was
just
a
having
solid.
watch tan.
I actually kind of have two,
Yeah,
because I had to
miss
wear a
mine.
wristband on my other one, which was like my room key.
Well, check it out. I got both the Fitbit and the watch, and people are like, why do you have two? And I'm like, it's a thing. But I usually get both of the things and the watch tans, and I love it.
Speaking of watches, mine all of a sudden, just like 2 days before Mexico, dies within 18 hours. It used to last like 10 days. I need to figure that out with the battery. I need to
Yours
contact
is
them.
so much more new.
2.5 years
Just got it
now.
like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you
God,
want
I
to know
remember
about
that
Mexico?
story.
I feel like I'm bearing
Tell
the
me
lead
about
here.
the bathroom. What is this bathroom shit?
Okay, you want to know?
How did you
Okay.
get locked in a bathroom? Is it on the plane?
No. This is scary. Like, this could be like locked in it for hours. That has that kind of potential, right?
All right. Start from the beginning
All right.
then.
Well,
I have no idea. I have no backstory.
the beginning, we went to the Hilton at Logan Airport because we had an early morning flight. We just wanted to walk straight to the airport. No getting up at 2:30 to drive there, right? And a deal with everything. So we stayed at the Hilton the night before. Do you remember what I did when we were at the Marriott in New York City when we went to Peloton? Where did I go poop?
Oh, in the lobby.
In the lobby. So
yeah.
I didn't go to the lobby at this one. I went to the second floor, one floor above the lobby, and that's where all the conference rooms are, where they do all the events. And that's also how you get to the airport. So we scoped that out. We found out how to get to the airport. We timed it and everything. We did this all the night before. So then I walk all the way down the hallway to the big, beautiful bathrooms in these conference halls. All these big hotels have their own conference centers. So it's one of those bathrooms where there's a vestibule where you walk in the door behind you closes, and then you have to walk through another door to get into the actual bathroom. I go to the bathroom. I do my thing. I spent a lot of time in there, like on the phone. A lot of time. 6.5 minutes. Wash my
that's not that
hands
bad.
because I'm. You got to wash your hands.
Yep. Hygiene.
I opened the first door to enter like that vestibule area. And then when I go to open the other door and I pull, it was a pull door. Someone locked the deadbolt. Yeah.
Wait, you lock it from the outside?
Because it's one of those areas they don't want anyone just going in all the time, I'm assuming. So it's funny. I actually heard when I was sitting down taking a crap, I heard other doors closing because there were doors open for all these conference rooms.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought like they're going to lock my bathroom.
What time was this at?
Like 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So
did you have to call them and be like, I can't get out?
Well, one, damn lucky I had my phone. If I didn't have my phone, I would have been screwed, right? So I did have my phone.
Yeah.
But what I actually did was I pulled the door, and the door has some slack, and it makes that noise, like a loud noise with the deadbolt inside, metal against metal. And I just like shook it like boom, 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 right? And I just heard someone go, hold on. So the guy closing up shop was still there, locking up all the other doors.
Oh, man.
And he's like, I'm so sorry, because he's supposed to walk in and make sure there's no one in there.
Oh, and he didn't?
He didn't.
Uh-oh. Well, at least he came back. At least he was there, because if you had to call the lobby, he would have gotten in trouble.
Imagine if I didn't have my phone, because my kids always have it now. And I went down there to take a crap because like someone's in the bath or whatever. And I got locked in, no phone. And I'm down the far end of the hallway. There's no one around. No one.
But how long would it have taken for Ashley to notice you weren't there? Like, it's been an hour and a half.
Okay.
Where's Eric?
Yeah. But then it would have probably been another couple hours till they figure out I'm in that bathroom.
So, okay. Because they didn't know which one you went to?
Well, exactly. I went to the second floor. I went to the conference room floor, like the same kind of floor that I did the podcast from Sweden, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
on a floor by yourself.
dude.
There's no one there. I'm not in the lobby bathroom. The lobby bathroom is open all the time.
Oh, no.
So that was that. That's how I got locked in a bathroom. Could have been disaster, but it turned out to be okay.
I thought this was on a plane.
No.
Because you gave no context to
There is
what
a
bathroom.
bathroom story about the airplane, though.
See, you mentioned that when you were telling us about that bathroom story on the airplane.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought you got locked in the bathroom.
So
Like the bathroom on the plane.
on the airplane, I was wearing my NH 10 miler t-shirt.
Mhm.
And when I walked to the bathroom, the flight attendant kind of gave me a double look. And she did it earlier on the flight too, but I just thought it was like, oh my God, this guy has 2 twins carrying 2 car seats. We had 12 bags. 12 bags.
Just for the 5 of you?
Unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary.
Oh my God.
But each of us got a free checked bag. So we checked 5 of them. And then we had, if you do the math, 5, 6, we had 7 bags between 5 of us. Like each of us had a personal and we had 2 extras.
Mhm.
And they're not all big. Like some were little backpacks for the kids, right? With their cool stuff. Or whatever,
okay.
Right.
I was thinking you had like giant ass
But then actually,
suitcases and-
correction, we had 10 bags, 2 car seats.
Yeah.
So that made 12 things. The clutch decision was bringing the car seats because you buckle the car seat to the airplane seat and then you buckle the boys in. If we didn't have those, they would have been running back and forth all around the airplane, unbuckling the seatbelt. They can't get out of that
Wreaking
like
havoc.
5-point harness to the car seat. So that was clutch necessary. Probably never have to do it again. We'll see.
Yeah.
Unless we have like a random trip in the next couple of months or something. So that happened. The flight attendant gave me that once or twice double look. Turns out she was looking at my shirt. And when I went to the bathroom, when I brought Adeline to the bathroom, actually, and I walked her down, that's when she asked me if I run a lot. And I thought I got recognized for the podcast. And I was like, are you kidding me? My flight attendant knows the podcast. This is so cool. Turns out she doesn't know about the podcast. She does now. But she is from New Hampshire. It's a Boston-based crew, and she runs a lot of Millennium running races. And she asked me how I like that course, the NH 10 miler, because she goes, I know it's really hilly and I hate hills. I go, I loved it. It was great, but I'm crazy. I like hills. This past year, I've been like, let's do hills, baby. Hills pay the bills. So that was the bathroom story there. She recognized the shirt. She made an effort to be like, are you a runner? I'm like, why, yes, I am. Do you listen to podcasts? So yeah.
Nice try with that, though.
Yeah.
No cigar.
It would have been cool, though. It would have been cool. It would have been
right?
like, because I think I messaged you. I was like, because I had Wi-Fi in the plane. I was like, I thought I got recognized. And then I was like, oh my God, I think someone's dying on the airplane. We had like an airplane emergency and all that jazz. But yeah, that's
very eventful flight.
Yeah. Well, actually, the flight was the easiest part. Like everything else, like walking all the stuff to the flights, walking all the stuff after the flight, trying to carry all 12 things. We kept the boys in the car seats and we just put them on those like walkers when we got to Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt bad, but I also was like, guys, this is necessary. Absolutely necessary. And
those boys, we just know how much they run. They are in different directions and you are going to be all over the place. And
yeah, and they're
there's a
getting
time for
better.
that.
They're not getting tired so much. So now we can go on walks. Like we went on a walk today during Adeline's workout and like a trail walk. And they walk the entire time versus other times halfway they're like, pick me up. I'm tired. I don't want to walk anymore. So yeah, we got to Mexico though. We waited a little bit for customs, waited a little bit for our bus ride, 10-minute ride to the all-inclusive resort. So
very nice.
All right. If I'm being honest, when I found out about this wedding a year, 11, 12 months ago, I was not thrilled. I think that's well known at the time. Eventually, you're just like, okay, it is what it is. Like, if this was a friend, if this was you and Brandon doing a destination wedding, like, I can just go with Ashley, right? Easy. Not a big deal. Leave the kids at home.
But it's family, so you have to bring them.
Right. and it's really expensive, like
Mm.
outrageously expensive. But
Really, for the whole family?
let me tell you oh my God, yeah. But let me tell you the advantages to this vacation and the amount of stress I didn't have compared to other vacations. And that is the
Okay.
fact I've never before been to an all-exclusive resort. I've heard of these. You hear about them on cruises, right? You pay a lot of money, but then everything is free. And that was such a blessing. Example, we went to Disney World 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I paid for Disney World, and then I had to budget for food because there was no food plans at the time, and you still have to budget. So I'm
Oh.
like, okay, we got random number, $1,000 for food. And then you realize after one day you just spent $300 on food. Now I only have $700 left, and that's not working out.
Oh,
we
no.
need to watch what we eat.
Yeah.
Well, this resort called Moon Palace has an app, and you can just order room service whenever you want. You can walk up to any of those like little food bars. Hey, can I have a hamburger? Can I have a slice of pizza? Can I have a beer? Can I have a margarita? What do you want? You can just ask for it and they give it to you. You slip them a $1 bill. They love $1 bills because that's a lot of pesos, apparently. Go
Okay.
America. And what a stress relief. Like it was so, we would get back after the pool to the room. And I'd be like, hey, you want to order room service? Like, what do you want? You want some buffalo tenders? Should we order one thing of fries or two? Let's do two. Now, you know what? I'm going to do two buffalo tenders too. You know what? Just in case, I'm also going to get chips and guac. And
So you guys made the most out of this all-inclusiveness.
And then it was like, you know what? We should hydrate. Order 5 bottles of water, 5 liters of water. Like so much water. We drank so much. My piss was so clear. It was great.
Good for you, dude.
Lots like
Hydrate.
What's the beer with the commercial? And he goes, I don't always drink, but when I do, I drink Dos Equis. Had a lot of Dos Equis. I actually had at one point a vodka Red Bull.
Oh.
A Cape Codder, which is vodka cranberry. I had a couple margaritas. I don't drink hard stuff ever. I didn't get sick. Never got sick, never got a hangover. Got a burn.
That's because you were so hydrated, man.
Yeah. The pool, spent so much time at the pool. We never left the resort. We did a bike ride. Yeah. I went sailing and I tracked it on Strava.
That's awesome.
Right? So my Strava will say at the end of the year, like, here's your Strava Wrapped. You ran this many miles, bike that, and it will say you also sailed 1.1 miles.
Counts though.
I actually want to buy a sailboat now, like a mini catamaran or whatever. Like I learned, it was a teaching thing. Like you can learn, and I learned how to sail. It was pretty cool. And you have the mast swing, and you got to lean back, and the mast comes like boom right over your head, and it was fun.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I did it with Alex. Alex, by the way, he was going by himself, and I didn't know this at the time. Because I was obviously paying for a room with 5 people.
Yeah.
But he was traveling alone. You had to pay a minimum for 2 people.
Oh, really?
So his hope was that one of our cousins who didn't go would end up coming and just pay his portion for the room.
Yeah.
So my brother really had to pay double. He had to pay for 2 adults.
That sucks.
I know, that does suck.
Yeah.
He brought someone last minute. I didn't know about this until the wedding. The day before the wedding, or the day before the wedding party, basically the day he arrived. I arrived before him. He brought a girl. Yep. He's been dating for a couple of months, and none of us knew about it. None of us.
What a better time.
Now,
I mean, there is no better time to introduce a new person to your family.
Yeah, she flew in later.
For your sister's wedding.
Yeah, the funny thing is she flew in later, so she flew in after him, and her name was Lauren. She's really cool. She's a skier, so she's an automatic in.
Oh, so yeah, she's in.
She's in. He officiated the wedding. I think I expected that like a while ago. I thought like, oh, he'll officiate, but I never actually knew he was going to officiate the wedding. And I'll be honest,
I didn't know either. And I saw him in a picture. I had to like squint. I'm like, is that your brother?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
So he's done it before
cool.
for other friends. And he did it once, and then he's kind of jumped at the opportunity for others. So this was probably like his 4th wedding he's officiated. And he did a great job, but I have to give him a few, maybe instead of an A+, maybe an A-, because it wasn't like It was a little long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's not.
It was a little
It
long.
wasn't like full mass though.
But it
like-
was sun beating on you in your eyes. I felt so bad for Mike. Mike a couple times was like, I need it because he didn't wear sunglasses. He goes, I need a moment. This is after. This is during photos. He goes, I'm gassed. I need a moment. And
Oh.
yeah, because the
The
photographer.
sun does take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Though. Like just standing in the sun, like
Yeah.
you sweat and you're just like, oh.
Yeah. I got
Hey.
to tell you about the ice cream man. I don't know. Am I stepping?
Can I just
Well,
say
wait.
one thing?
Yeah, say one thing.
How beautiful was your sister? She looked like she was
She looks
having
like me,
the
doesn't she?
time of her
Right?
life. She was so beautiful in her dress. I mean, she's
It's
beautiful.
Knutton in
anyways,
looks.
but-
It's the Knutton in jeans.
Nah, she got all the good ones.
Yeah. A little disappointed Mike
But-
didn't change his name to Knutton, to be honest. Could have been Knutton and Nye. I heard a story. Hannah can confirm or not. She'll be on the Allie G show soon. I'll have Allie G
Yay.
ask her this about the when she, because they got married a couple weeks before, so she actually had to write like what her marriage name was going to be. I don't think she was prepared. I don't know all the details of that, but I think she wasn't sure what she was going to do, and then she was kind of told like, "Nah, you have to decide right now." This was weeks before
boy.
the wedding, but maybe we'll leave that for the Allie G exclusive. We'll get that story.
There you go.
But no, she looked,
everything just looks so beautiful.
she looked beautiful. Mike did not wear a tie, but if he did, apparently he doesn't know how to tie a tie. So I tied it for him for the tie test.
Mhm.
We did a tie test in the room.
Oh, to see if it worked with his outfit?
Well, it worked with his outfit, but it was more like, what are you comfortable with? Like, this is going to be a beach wedding. Do you really want to be like tight up here or do you want to be loose? And I was like, unbutton not just one, unbutton a couple. Let some chest hair fly out,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah. That is the way.
That's
Yep.
the way in Mexico. That's what I did. I noticed all
Luxury.
of the family members, we weren't groomsmen, but we all wore the same white button-down shirt, kind of like a beachy white button-down shirt.
Yeah.
I unbuttoned the most buttons on it. So I had 2 unbuttons.
Did you have like 2 buttons at the
undone? I
the
had some
whole
chest
top
hair
or something?
flying out, and everybody else had 1.
Uh-huh.
Be a
Just
man.
had to show off,
Unbutton
didn't
another
you?
button.
Mhm. Yep, I get it. Show off. Yeah.
Before I mentioned the ice cream man, but before you get into more, ask what else do you want to know about the wedding?
I loved her theme, by the way. Like she had that beautiful moon. Like I know that has to do with the resort, right? But she had like their
like a second
program
dress.
was a playbill. How
Oh, yeah.
creative is that?
So,
I've never seen that.
I can't confirm for Mike, but Hannah loves Broadway, and Hannah's been in shows all the time from being a little
They've lived
kid.
in New York forever,
right,
too, right?
But
Like,
back
right in
at
the
home,
city,
she
so.
was a little lost boy in the Peter Pan play at the Sandown Town
Oh.
Hall. She was Scuttle from Little Mermaid, the greatest Scuttle of all
Cute.
time. She's always been in plays just like Hannah,
Pixar didn't
or
happen.
just like Hannah. I mean, just like Adeline. So
Yeah.
she's very into that, and I don't know if Mike was or wasn't, but yeah, the whole theme. Alex kind of last minute changed his little speech. He goes, "Curtains, please," Did little
Yep.
curtains, please. No, the theme was great, like a Broadway play show. We had the little brochure about like the bride and the groom. It was a one-time showing.
It
of
was
the
a
play.
playbill,
Yeah,
right?
playbill,
yeah,
yeah.
it was super, super cute and creative. I've never seen that before, and I love it. I think
You
that's
could-
super unique.
You could tell a lot of effort, a lot of planning went into this. So
yeah.
it was great.
And they both looked so happy and they were having so much fun. Like they
did.
were just loving every second of it. So I was just happy that you guys were out there. You had a beautiful weekend. Actually, you were gone for a whole week, but it was a beautiful time while you were out there, just spending time with family and friends. Like
Yeah. Well,
epic weekend for you
well,
guys.
let's be honest. It was a lot of parenting. It was a lot of parenting, a lot of chasing boys.
Understandable.
Especially at like the welcoming party, because it was near some like this circle of sand, big circle, like 100 feet in diameter, and they just wanted to play in the sand, but it was 50 feet away from the party. I'm like, let's go over to the party. Come on, and at one point you just give up.
They're like not having
You
it.
give up.
Nope.
But the days there were great at the pool. My aunt and uncle were there. It was cool because like we were on vacation with my aunt and uncle, some cousins, their kids, just pooling it every day at the pool, eating. There were cool shows at like this amphitheater where there was a Michael Jackson show, like a Greatest Showman show, a Rock of Ages show. I'm missing a lot of things. We went on a bike ride. And then I mentioned the ice cream man.
Ice cream, yeah.
There was this man who would come around noon at the pool every day. And by the way, so many pools, massive. Like he would go around and he'd be playing Mexican music and he'd be dancing. And I got some pictures of him, right? And his little ice cream cart had so many stickers on it. I'm like, oh, I got to remember to bring a Stooley sticker. The next day I forgot.
Mhm.
Oh, I got to remember tomorrow, bring a Stooley sticker. The day I remember, he's a no-show.
Really?
He's a no-show. So
What
that's
the
why you see
hell?
so many Stooley in the wild photos, like of me holding him in front of the beach or of Hannah holding him at the pool.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a no-show.
Hey, Stooley got around.
I
but
really-
that's a bummer.
But I really wanted that. Maybe is the biggest disappointment of the whole.
That Stooley didn't get stuck to the ice cream cart.
The biggest disappointment is that there's no Stooley. I have to go back. I have to go back to Moon Palace and see the ice cream man who has ice cream that
It's
I
not a
can't
bad
even
idea.
eat. But Stooley needs to go on the ice cream cart.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh, but you had such warm weather down there. We had like 50-degree days while you were gone, except for the one day that I had to do like an 18-mile run outside. That was my race day where I had the Hampton Half, and it was like the coldest freaking thing I've ever done. I was so mad.
I saw that.
I was so fucking pissed.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing that.
Sure you
I
did.
did.
Yeah.
That was my
I was
last.
proud of
That was
myself
the second
for
to
doing
last
well,
day in
but
Mexico. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I was pissed.
I think I rubbed it in a little bit.
Of course you did. But I got out there, and yeah, that was one day I was posting to the Instagram stories where I was just like, guys, my face doesn't work anymore. Like, I was trying to talk to our friend Todd Keating, and I was just like, like can't form words. Lips don't work. And I had to talk to him like 10 minutes later when I was warm.
See this?
It was rough.
See this like it's a plastic mason jar of water.
Yeah.
You know why I haven't been
Yeah.
drinking out of my On the Runs bottle?
Tell me you didn't lose it.
I didn't. I filled it with a ton of sand, and I checked it in my luggage. So I have a bunch of
You
sand
brought
from Mexico.
sand home? Okay.
I haven't.
Well, as long as
emptied
you
it yet.
didn't lose it. Okay. That's fair.
I teased right before we got to Bex with an X. And we can, this is the part of the podcast where our hardcore core listeners are still listening. But I teased, I actually have a story about Bex, the other Bex.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you actually had a moment of like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
It's a little bit of a heart attack there. Do you want to go into it or you want me to?
Well, because you were posting on Instagram, you were signed in. I don't put notifications on my phone for apps like Instagram. So if you DM me or if I get an email
not gonna see
from
it
the
right
On the Runs email, those aren't on my notifications. And man, that is nice. Life is nice when you're not having notifications every other second. But you
But
have notifications
I have-
on.
Yes. And this is why I am not usually logged into the On the Runs account, because so many people reach out to the On the Runs account. So I'll have like 17 Instagram things. There's like 2 for me, and then like On the Runs, On the Runs, On the Runs.
There's none for you.
So none for me. None for me. So here I am, I was playing Hogwarts Legacy because I'm still obsessed with that game. and I hear my phone dinging. So I just check the notifications and I see a message from Bex Gentry. And I'm like, what? And of course, I don't notice whose account it's really for, but I'm like reading it and it says like, oh my God, hi, or something. And I was freaking out. And then I was like, oh, fuck, it's for On the Runs and not for me. But then I had to like go into the chat to figure out. I was like, what is she saying? And then you can go ahead and tell the rest of the story.
I did get to have some fun without kids. I was solo by myself, but like after this was, I think, the night before the wedding. So after the welcoming party, we go back to the room. The kids go to bed. I went to a bar. There's bars and clubs. There's a nightclub. There's pubs. There's all these places
fun.
open late. So
Keep rubbing it in,
right.
man.
I went to this bar because I knew a lot of people are going to the bar the night after the welcoming party. And there's 2 people there who Hannah knows. And their names are Adam and Elsie. They're a couple and they work at the Peloton studios and they're very good friends with
cool.
Bex. So a few people of Hannah's friends would actually go, hey, you have a podcast, don't you? And I'd be like, yeah, I do. They know more about it than I actually thought they did. I was actually, it was a feel-good thing. Like either Hannah talks a lot about the podcast or they like Hannah's siblings. One or the other, maybe both. Probably more Hannah talks about it. I'm gonna go with that. And so Adam and Elsie work at Peloton. And they're like, we listened to your episode with Bex. I'm like, that's so cool. Turns out they're like really, they don't just know Bex and Matt and all the Peloton instructors. They work so closely with them behind the scenes in the studios. They're telling me stories about when they did Matt Wilper's on booking and everything, because they've been there for years.
Nice.
So I'm like, we need to take a picture and send it to Bex right now, because I told them about how I've talked to Bex in the past to get her on the podcast. I gave them the story about how I approached it and all that. So we sent the photo to Bex, and she responds within a couple of minutes, but that's when you got the notification. So I said, hey, Bex, hello from Mexico with Adam and LC at my sister's wedding. And she was like, oh my God, like, what are the chances of that?
Yeah. I was very jealous that you were having yet another conversation with her, but I'll allow it.
Oh, it was just that. I didn't like go into it anymore. But yeah, small world. They're like, so actually Adam, LC doesn't work there anymore. Adam does. And I said, if we can get another Peloton instructor on, maybe like the next episode will be with you, like a behind the scenes, like, or
cool.
We could get him on whenever, but do like a special Thursday episode to follow up something big. Like maybe if we get Peloton for the first of the year again, and he can give us some like those behind the scenes, what goes on in the studio for their part of their job, behind the scenes of Peloton.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'd be fascinated to hear that.
Yeah. Maybe we do it in New York City after a Peloton run.
I'm even more for that.
Who wants to go to New York City with us? Maybe say January. Keep your calendars open, everybody.
All right,
more to come on that later. More to come on the pod. It is going to be a great spring. Boston Weeks is coming soon. All the mini episodes are done. Actually, we probably should do 2 more because there's some people who missed it. We're about to start recording with our big guest. I don't want you guys to get super excited. Last year was pretty much the pinnacle, but it's going to be great. Boston Weeks is going to be
You're going
awesome.
to enjoy it. You guys always do.
Yeah.
We bring the content, the Boston content.
We're going to go to the expo. You're running in the 5K. I'm going to go.
Yep.
We're going to see Letty finally. We're going to have a great crew at mile 19. It's going to be busy.
Yep.
We should probably bring a wagon.
I have the wagon. I have a collapsible wagon, and we could put a bigger cooler.
Yeah.
By the way, you have to help me buy this shit. You offered it to literally everybody, and that's going to make me go broke. So you and I are splitting this.
Maybe you buy it and then send me the receipt.
I got an itemized receipt. Yes.
Yes. Get an itemized receipt.
Fine.
Our first your first official expense report.
You got to make that LLC, man.
The LLC is happening too. It is.
Is it really?
Well, I mean, I gave
Holy
you that
shit.
homework assignment.
Yeah, I dropped that ball.
Almost a year ago, and you will go, dude,
Yeah.
it's really expensive. I looked it up. It's like $100.
I was looking at something totally different then. I don't know.
We got the
I thought it was like thousands of dollars.
we got the
So that's why I was like,
Stoolie.
maybe not.
No, we got the Stoolie QR code coming very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the Ali G show. If you're running in the United half this weekend, she had a great guest on who talked about course strategy. That dropped yesterday. Her episode dropped 2 days later, too.
Did you guys like it when I was on the show? I had so much fun with Allie. I would go on that show like every day.
That's right. You were on the Ali G show.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot.
That was a very fun collab. I love talking to Allie.
That was great. You jumped in the chat at one time and you go, not to toot my own horn, but I think my episode's really good.
I had so much fun. We just I don't know. I love her to death. Like we just vibe so well. I could have talked to her for hours. So hopefully everybody else enjoyed it too.
So a couple side notes here. Oh, hold on. All right. So as we wrap up, I'm looking at your notes here, Erica, because I know you aren't. You got a couple things here we should mention. Pterodactyls, Code Brown Commandment.
I apologize, Tara, for when we were doing the Code Brown Commandment episode with Neil. We left yours off the list. I thought it was more of a given. Like she has the one that we talk about all the time, and it's also her sign off. Never trust a fart. I just thought it was a given. But Tara, you are 100% right. It is your commandment. So we're giving it an official spot on the list now.
What do you think of Lindsay's sign off? And this is staying on the pod. But I'll be honest, I'm a meh. Don't forget to wipe.
I love her so much.
Now that's Lindsay.
It makes me laugh. And
it's Lindsay. But I'm like, Okay.
I love everything. All right, you're not gonna get anything bad out of me. I think it's hilarious. I love their sign on, like "What's up, turds and turdettes."
So they
Amazing.
screwed that up. And I
What?
need to talk to them
When
about
did
it
they screw
because
that
that
up?
took some editing magic. I had to do some cut and paste. It was a bad intro. I got to talk like you guys girls got to write this down because she did this whole intro and
Yeah.
it was like, okay, where are we going? And then she goes, "Hey, turds and turdettes." Or actually, and so I had to cut and paste that and put it in the beginning. So what you actually hear is the end of her intro, and then it goes to the beginning of her intro.
Oh dang! See, that's why you are a master at your craft.
Yeah, I
But
do
I
love
love it
the
all.
turds and turdettes. I think it's great. Don't
Yeah,
forget
but
to
I'm
wipe
sticking to-
bouquet. Oh, I'm not. It's their show. It's their show.
I know, dude, and I think it's funny. But I'm also sticking to this. They really should burp at least 4 times an episode.
You know, at first I was like, do I edit that out? And I'm like, nope. It's part of their identity.
No, you can't.
It's part of their identity.
Nope. Yep.
So the other note you have here is Wyatt. Wyatt has a documentary coming out.
Yes, and god damn it, we got to get him on the pod again.
Well,
I need to
I'm
talk
trying,
to this kid.
but he's too cool for
Yes.
us. Let's be honest. He's too cool for us.
He's out doing
he doesn't
doing more
respond.
marathons, and he's doing other podcasts, and I
He's
hope
too
he can
cool.
make time for
We're
us.
not cool enough. He's too
But
cool.
he finally made a documentary about his 50 states journey, and I watched it, and it is really personal. It is a personal thing, and of course, like all the Nana stuff, like I got the feels from it. He talks about his dad, like I feel, I relate, and it's just some tough stuff that he talks about, but it is such a triumphant documentary. It's very short too, so you guys can like binge it in just like I think it's like 20 minutes, something like
wow.
that. But
Okay.
go check it out. It's awesome.
Well, that is cool. I'll have to check it out. And
Yeah.
you should jump into his DMs again. I tried the other day because it sounds like he's coming to New Hampshire.
Well, you also said that, and I'm like, God damn it, I'm not home yet. you want to meet up like the day after?
I mean, it just makes sense.
What is it? Well, I know
You're going to
but I
be
would
doing
love to
the
do
Earn
it.
Your Mittens.
I would love to do it in person, but I don't get home to Boston until like 5 p.m. and then I got to take the bus home. So I won't be home realistically.
I
until,
love
like,
the
7
Boston
o'clock.
Express, by the way. I love it.
We do too. That's
Yeah.
why I personally did that. So, because it was way more expensive to fly out of Manchester. So we're flying out of Boston,
It
but we're
typically
taking the
is.
bus. So
But
there was no good way to do it. So, anyways, yeah.
well,
gonna
jump
be
back in
earning
his
my mittens. I'm
DMs and
pulling
be
a
like, yo,
Wyatt.
Wyatt, what's up? Like,
Mhm.
where's the OTR
Yeah.
exclusive you promised?
We need something, but I know I'm just dying to hear all about his stuff. And he has been on some other podcasts, so I could check it out, but I'd rather talk to him again. So that's where it's at.
Well, guys, great. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget, in the show notes, our Chicago fundraiser, my New York City fundraiser, Instagram, YouTube, Threads, Spotify, video and comments, TikTok, Facebook, do it all. We love you. Join us on Patreon. Become a friend of the pod, a lover of the pod.
Or be like Ron and donate whatever you want.
That's right. You can actually set up a custom amount, which we didn't know until Ron Kuzmar did it.
Yeah, Ron.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting this. Fingers crossed we don't get sick anymore. And we have a couple more weeks of solid skiing. 5 more weeks, please. 5 more weeks. Erica can get her warm runs. The rail trails become runnable again. We get back
Almost
in
runnable.
shape. We're going to get in great shape. We're going to start eating right and drinking right. Maybe not drinking any booze at all. We're going to crush our marathons and our goals. We're going to have a great freaking summer. I can't wait. We're going to Chicago and New York. We have so much fun stuff coming this year. But right now we got to go. So Erica, take us home, girl.
Everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you for listening to this especially long episode. You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
And don't forget to stretch.
3, 2, 1, yeah!
Frickin' freezing.
You're mentally still in Mexico.